Welcome to Forged at the Table. My name is Charles, and once again, I have the day off. Thank the powers that be. For tonight, Brian way up there, right above me, Brian stepping in to the role of Dungeon Master with a brand new smoking hot campaign that should be some wicked good fun. It is going to be happening every other Tuesday, as with all the shows here, except for the Sunday show. It will be going bi-weekly. So every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Brian and these fine players of his will be here doing the show. Glad that you guys all decided to come hang out with us tonight, not one of those other channels, because, well, we're better than they are. So let's see. First off, if you'll notice on the screen, you'll see that the Tabletop Loot logo is being flown tonight. That means we have a new sponsor, which is Tabletop Loot, which means I need to go open up Nightbot, which means only one thing, and the only reason I ever open up Nightbot, which is to do a giveaway. So tonight we are going to be giving away one random set of dice. I'm going to pick it out of about 18 different sets here. I've got a lot of dice to give away. Bet you that was loud. So we're going to be giving those away tonight. So if you are interested in winning some nice dice tonight, go ahead and type that word. Well, let's see if I can get it to work. That word one time into chat and only one time. Otherwise, our lovely Nightbot is going to ban you and you won't be able to win anything. And if you're from Orem, Utah, please understand that Utah now has trade restrictions with the state of Montana. So I can no longer send anything until our ambassadors meet up with their ambassadors and we hash out the whole border dispute thing. So we can't do that if you're from Orem, Utah. If you're from Salt Lake City, we can. That's not a problem. So that's the way that goes. Another thing is, if you're brand new to our channel, which I see a whole lot of people out there that I do not know, if you guys are new to the channel, this is Forged at the Table. My name is Charles. I am the person behind the scenes, but I'm only one of 5 Dungeon Masters. But we are looking for players, and if you want to play in some tabletop role-playing games with some other cool, geeky, nerdy type people that have the same interests as you, you can just do that by simply dropping a follow on our Twitch channel here and getting involved over on our Discord channel, and just keep your ears open. Right now we have one spot open in one game. That is it. That one spot will take us up to 41 different people playing on this channel, which is unbelievable. And that's something that nobody else is doing. That one game opening is Wednesday nights, bi-weekly, starting on the 16th. It is a brand new game system that debuted last year at Gen Con and is taking the world by storm. If you've seen the movie E.T., if you've seen the Netflix show Stranger Things, this game is called Tales from the Loop. You get to play a bike-riding kid in an 80s that never was. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Super light system. I will buy that person the PDF, so you don't even have to spend your hard-earned moolah. I'll buy you the book so that you can jump in. But that's gonna be every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You're gonna join some cool people like our moderators, Firehawk, Subsist Cyber, and a couple other folks in that game. Should be a whole lot of fun and an absolute blast. After the show, if you'd be so cool and you want to, you can go ahead and jump in our Discord. A bunch of us will be in there at least for a little while to hang out in our voice chat over there. The cool thing is you have to be a follower, otherwise you can't. It's just the way it is. We've had some issues lately, so we've had to ramp up the security a little bit. But some of us will be over there in the voice chat. Please stick around after the show because we have a raid going on tonight. We're going to go find another channel that's playing some D&D, and we're going to go raid them and share the love and spread the love and try to build this gaming community a little bit bigger. Other than that, the rest of the week, this is our only King KDV The Fallen. Thank you for the subscription, my friend. This is the only show this week. The next show that's going to be on this channel is this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, where we kick off the first of the Great Midgard campaigns by Kobold Press. That's going to be happening. I'm taking the week off. I showed up tonight just so these wonderful people could get their faces out there and entertain you guys, which I am sure they're going to do. And with that note, we will give away those dice at the first break, and then there's going to be a second set given away at the end. You must be 13 years or older. You must be a United States citizen because international shipping sucks. You cannot be from Orem, Utah. I've already explained that dispute. And let's see, what else do you have to be? Yeah, you have to be active in the chat, because after you win, if I call out your name, I'm going to give you like a minute or two. If you don't respond, we're going to go ahead and give those away to somebody else. So that's the way it goes. I am tired of talking. This is my day off. So I am going to go ahead and vanish. I'm going to turn this over to Bryway and his players. I hope everybody enjoys the game. Thanks again for hanging out. Brian, this is your show.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate the intro. Let's go ahead and get down to business. This is Something Wicked This Way Comes. It is a modern D&D taking place in the Boston area. We're going to do a quick around the horn with all of the players here. They're going to tell you who their characters are and a little bit about them, whatever they think the public might know about, other players might know about their characters, and then we're going to get right into the game. So let's start with Nitro. And Nitro, I think you might be on mute.
Can you hear me now? Sorry about that.
Perfect.
It's always fun starting out. So my name is Nicholas. It's my character. Everybody calls me Nick. I'm an ER nurse at the Boston Medical Center. And I am I'm actually headed over to the Plaster Dragon to meet my protector, Reginald, because I had a run-in with BEN. And now he has to protect me because just not prepared for all the things that are out there. I'm going to be the fun-loving cleric.
Excellent. And for those of you who don't know, which is everybody, BEN or BEN is the Bureau of the Extra Normal, a government agency that regulates all things magical because they don't want the common folk to know about it. They're kind of jerks. Atavistic.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Atavistic. Today I will be playing Keel, or Brandon. No, it's Keel. It's a pretty new name that he recently received. He is a Paladin Aasimar. He's been directed by his deity to go out and rid the world of the evils. He knows about Ben, has in fact been contacted by them a few times, but has yet to actually become a member of Ben. He wants to kind of learn more about them, see what he feels. He has met up with Mr. Pat Adams' character. We've been together for a couple of weeks now, hunting monsters and doing things.
Okay. Wolfgarin.
Hi, this is Wolfgarin. Tonight I'll be playing Zephyr. It's going to be a half-elf bard. And just a little bit about Zephyr. He was a preemie when he was born, making him rather frail and a little diminutive. And so he's going to be looking for protection from all the big guys out there. But he was recently picked up by a dark van on a cold night and had the bejeebus scared out of him by Ben, and was since dropped off at a hostel where he has landed his first gig at the Plaster Dragon. And so he's looking forward to performing there tonight.
See, I told you those guys were jerks. Pat Adams.
Yes, I'm playing Chuck, short for Charles. I'm a ex-military canine handler who finally got himself healed from some curse he caught that he was able to use that to learn about the magical world. And so he's been doing some odd jobs for an organization that does some stuff for the BEN. And on one of these hunts, he met up with Keel, and he's going out to hang out with him at the pub. So, yeah.
That guy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Billy McCoy, and I will be playing Reginald Thomas Kincaid III. He's a bit of a rogue character, and he is headed to the Plaster Dragon to meet up with Nick, because he's been tasked by Ben to sort of lead him in a mentor-mentee sort of relationship. Reginald, or Reg, is a bit of an independent contractor. It doesn't have any alignments or anything. There are rumors abound that Reginald at one point or another worked for a shady organization, but no one's been able to pinpoint what exactly that organization was. But he has training and he has resources, and he is wearing a very nice tailored gray suit.
Okay. Last but certainly not least, Callie.
My character name is Zuki. She is a half-elf druid. She has spent probably the last 8 years or so on the streets. She spent the first from about 8 to 12 in foster care and kind of had enough of that. She was not getting along well with her foster families because she was developing some druidic powers. And she's kind of on her own. She's had Reggie as kind of a little bit of a mentor, kind of keeping her in line and keeping her off Ben's radar for the past 4 years or so, 3 years. And so she is actually not in the Plaster Dragon because he would highly recommend against that. But she's out back behind because Sam, the bartender there, it helps her out and throws some food her way once in a while. So.
All right. And now, episode 1 of Something Wicked This Way Comes. You've known about the hidden world for a while now. In your own way, you have pushed back against the darkness while nourishing the light. Most people walk around with blinders on, oblivious to what is really happening. The government helps with that. They're in denial. Everyone in the life knows that. That duality weighs heavily on your minds on this cool, misty evening. The creeping fog seems sinister and foreboding, adding to that weight. Each of you has found your way to the Plaster Dragon for one reason or another tonight. For some, it's to blow off steam and relax. For others, a search for work. For others still, a chance to meet friends and contacts. The bar seems very busy tonight, though you can't tell it from Sam's expression. You're not sure anything could make that bartender happy. All right. What is everybody doing at the bar now? So we have Nick is meeting with Reginald. So I'd imagine Nick and Reginald are sitting at a table together. And Keel and Chuck are sitting together. And Zephyr is on stage performing.
Correct.
So how about for the very first roll of the campaign, Zephyr, what are you doing for your performance?
Tonight, I've actually got a little bit of sticks going, some of the old school and everything. And during that, I'll be slipping in a slight illusion. Welcome to the grand illusion. Come on in. And just got that going and just going to have a little bit of fun with that with the audience.
All right, go ahead and give me a performance check for the very first roll of the campaign.
That'll be a 12 with all bonuses and everything.
Yeah, you guys are like watching this guy up on stage, and he's playing, and the illusions are cool and everything. He seems like he's a little nervous, like he hasn't done this a lot before. But I mean, it's pleasant to listen to. It's not miserable. I mean, you're having a good time. All right, so let's start over at Reginald and Nick's table. What's going on there? What are you guys up to?
All right. Well, Reginald is talking with Nick and wants him to start kind of scoping out the bar because there's a possibility that Nick has not really been in a place with this sort of collection of like sort of creatures. So he's going to ask Nick what he observes just from this like viewpoint.
Very good, very good. Okay, so Nick, what are you scoping out? Where are you looking?
I'm going to look for any of the hot girls in the bar, obviously.
Okay.
I don't know what you're telling me to look for, Reggie. There's plenty of girls in here.
Yes, I know there's girls in here, Nick, but what else do you see? Is there just because you see a pretty girl doesn't mean that there's not a monster lurking underneath that girl. So you need to be observant, especially if I'm thinking about taking you out on a job. I don't want you distracted by a skirt that walks by and get stabbed in the back.
Ah, so you're saying look beneath what I see.
Yes, look beneath the skirt. Wait, nope, that's not what I meant. I meant
check. Fire.
Be observant, Nick. What do you see at the bar? Who draws your attention other than the pretty girls?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
A 21.
A 21. Okay, so you look at the bar this time with a different perspective, not just scoping out for the pretty girls. One of the pretty girls you notice, you're about to give her a second glance, and you notice that her skin is much paler, her lipstick bright red, and as she smiles, you see a pair of fangs. And you look a little further and you realize that her companions are also pale and with fangs, and you think that this might be some members of a local vampire gang.
I'm beginning to understand what you're asking me to see here.
Good, good.
Reggie, I believe those young ladies that are companions may be part of a local group of bloodsuckers.
Which one? The girls over there by the bar?
Yeah, the one with the lipstick.
Yes. Oh,
Bright red.
hang on, Nick. What's your blood type?
O positive.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
Okay, let's switch over to Chuck and Keel. What are you guys up to?
I'm probably drinking a beer, having a glass of whiskey, having a good time,
Okay.
chilling, talking about our latest hunt, probably about how it went, pros, cons, that kind of thing.
You notice while you're just sitting there kind of casually out of the corner of your eye that Sam seems to be almost everywhere at once. Anytime a drink is empty, the exact right drink is brought to that person with a refill. And he seems to know whether or not you want a refill. You're not sure how, but it's like he brings you another beer or he brings you another whiskey just when you want it.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Man, can never keep this thing empty.
I take a shot and then I put it down and I take a wig of my beer and all of a sudden the shot's there and I'm like,
Shots there again.
did I take that? And I'm like, maybe not. And I've had a few, maybe.
You're starting to feel pretty good. Callie, you're out in the alleyway on the roof, and the reason why you're on the roof of the building next door, normally you would wait in the alley, but there's a trash can with a fire burning in it, and there's 3 old women around the trash can, and so you thought it was probably not a good idea to pop down there. You didn't really want to be seen. So what are you doing?
I'm going to head down towards it, but I'm going to be super stealthy. Ooh, how stealthy am I? Got it.
That's
Yeah.
right, you're not a ranger anymore. How stealthy are you?
Gosh, my
Go
goodness.
ahead. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay. Oh, you know what? 2, 4, okay. 21.
Wow, I guess you are stealthy. So you managed to creep down the fire escape really quietly and shelter yourself in a shadow on the fire escape up against the wall, and so you can see them a little better. And they seem like they're tossing things in to keep the fire going.
Can I see what they're tossing in?
Give me a perception check. And we've got a DM reroll out there. Thank you, Firehawk. So I will get to mess with you guys at one point or another this evening.
That's a 19.
A 19. You are getting a pretty good look. I mean, they're throwing in things that you think should go in a fire, but they're also throwing in things that you think probably don't belong in a fire. You can't be sure, but you think you saw them throw in a snake, maybe a frog.
Not a fan of that.
No, it's pretty weird. And they're murmuring to each other. It's quiet, so you can't quite hear.
How close are they to the back doorway where Sam comes out?
Maybe about 100 feet. They're kind of down the alleyway from him.
Okay.
Okay. Back inside. The bar is bustling. There's lots of people here tonight. I mean, you've seen vampires, you've seen werewolves, some local hunters. You even see a couple of Catholic priests.
Keel will turn to Chuck. Can't believe they keep letting all these bloodsuckers and everything else in here. Just sets me on edge, man.
I don't know, man. If anything, it's the priest that kind of scared me a little bit. I don't know if it was because I was, born and raised that way, but they scare me more than the bloodsuckers do.
Sam leans over your table, plops a drink down. He says, I understand how you feel, boys, but neutral ground. We got to let everybody in here. Otherwise, how could we have those negotiations?
Got it, Sam.
Truth. Yeah.
He claps you on the shoulder, says, "Drink up, boys," and he heads back. Reg?
Yeah, Nick, the other reason I brought you here this evening is this is one of the few places in Boston that is neutral ground. So beasts, fiends, foes alike will meet here. And even if you are morally opposed to who they are, you cannot strike them. Sam keeps the peace here, and I've never seen him lift a finger, but things way stronger than you or I have approached him, and Sam has been able to, just through a gaze alone, get them to back down. So I thought tonight, with the bar as hopping as it is, the guitar player playing, it might be a good chance for you to start branching out away from the hospital, and maybe even you and I finding some work together. Let's get your feet wet. Let's get a job, maybe see if we can make a little extra money on the side. How would you feel?
Reginald, perception, if you would.
Yes, absolutely. That is a 14.
A 14, that is enough to notice the figure walking up behind you. Your senses tingle as you realize someone is not creeping up, but gliding up behind you.
I put my hand on my cane and sit up straight.
A man dressed in a finely tailored black suit, black vest, black tie. It's all black on black on black. And just kind of sidles up to you and says, Reginald, I believe, is it not?
It is. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Although I can probably guess based on the clothing choice.
Or perhaps you may be guessing incorrectly. And you glance up at him and take a look, and he doesn't have the trademark windbreaker or the dark sunglasses. Give me an intelligence check. Or if you have Arcana as a proficiency, you can use that.
All right. Ooh. It's not as good as my other character, but it's still an 18.
An 18 is sufficient. You're looking at him, and initially you think this is one of the Ben agents, but then you catch a slight glimpse of movement by his collar. There's a tattoo that is moving of its own accord, and then you see another one move, and you realize this is a member of the Brotherhood of Shadows.
Oh.
Or the Court of Shadows, I should say. The Court of Shadows is a dark organization that acts as go-betweens for fiendish entities and mortals wishing to trade things for power, whether it's making a pact, selling their soul. And the Court of Shadows, one of the things that you know about them is that the names or faces of those that they have claimed are on their bodies until that soul is reaped by the entity.
So this tattoo that is moving around represents a soul.
Yes.
That this thing needs to reap.
That this thing has claim to, and that until that person dies, he's just the holder of the contract. And when the soul is reaped, the entity that the soul was sold to gets most of it, but he gets a percentage as the middleman.
Understood. A broker. Yeah.
And that's how the Court of Shadows operates and builds their power base, by taking a cut off the top of souls, if you will.
Yes. Well, Nick, we have an esteemed guest joining us at the table.
May I sit?
I don't know. May you? Do you have the capability?
That would be can I sit.
Oh.
May I is a request for permission.
Oh, you need permission. Yes, of course. Pull up a chair.
Thank you.
Awkward.
And he unbuckles the cuff of his shirt and rolls up his sleeve just slightly and just lays his arm on the table for you both to see. To you, Nicholas, it doesn't really mean anything, but to Reginald, he recognizes the face. It is a contact of his, Matthew St. Germain, who he has done some work with in the past. And this man from the Court of Shadows seems to want you to see that Matthew now belongs to him.
I glance at the tattoo and then take my drink and take a sip of my drink.
And he rolls the sleeve down and buttons it again. And let us go back out to the alleyway now while we digest this.
All right. So can I get to Sam's door without being seen?
It would be fairly tricky because the alleyway is open, but you might be able to manage moving through different shadows to get there.
Okay.
It would be a much higher DC, but you could possibly make it.
Is his door open or is it cracked at all?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. Well, then I think I can make this a lot easier. I wild shape
Okay.
into a rat.
Okay.
So I'm going to wild shape into a rat and then crawl into the little crack in his door so that I can go contact
And
Sam.
is your rat coming with you, or is your rat going to wait here?
Well, of course, we're buddies.
Okay. So a pair of rats go scurrying across the alleyway. Okay. You are now in the back entry toward the kitchen where the deliveries come in.
Okay. Do I know my way around kind of in this back area? I've probably been back here before.
Yep. You could find your way to the kitchen, and Sam kind of comes in and out of there at times.
All right. I'm going to make my way back there and keep an eye out for Sam.
Okay. Back over to the bar. Anybody doing anything special?
Just keeping an eye out on, the weird things. Keel's still pretty new to this whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Just wants to make sure that his back is covered as well as Chuck. Make sure.
Go ahead and give me a perception.
Alrighty. That is
And Chuck, you can as well, because I would imagine that the two of you as hunters are kind of watching each other's backs while drinking and socializing. Hunter life, you always have one eye open.
Say 13 for Keel.
13. Okay.
I got a 19.
Okay, so Keel, you notice that the vampires at the bar seem to be eyeballing another group across the way. You think, based on their jackets and their appearance, that it might be a werewolf gang, and you know that there's not really good blood, so to speak, between the werewolves and the vampires. And so they're more just kind of staking out turf because they can't fight here. But it seems like the kind of thing where each of them is waiting for the other to start something so that they can have an excuse to go outside or something. Chuck, you notice an assortment of people around. You see some local guild leaders that you recognize, got some guys from Southie, some guys from the North End. And you also notice some unaffiliated people that you've not seen in here before.
Okay. So you said there's some folks that were like trying to look for an excuse to leave?
Oh yeah, the werewolves and the vampires look like they're kind of posturing at each other, trying to start something without starting something. Maybe throw down outside a bit.
So my dog Clovis, he's got to take a piss. So I'm gonna take him out.
Okay.
Kind of seems like there may be something going on, so I'm gonna to get myself in place. So I'm gonna go over to Keel and be like, "Hey man, Clovis, he's gotta do his thing real quick. I'll be right back. Hey, tell Sam get two rounds on me."
Can do, man.
We'll start heading that way.
All right. You head out the front with Clovis and okay, cool. Reg.
All right. Well, you've joined us at our table. We're practically best friends now. Do you have anything that you'd like to say, or are you just visiting? We could.
I just thought you wanted to know that Matthew was moving up in the world.
I can see that.
He will not be requiring your assistance any further, but I wanted to thank you on his behalf.
Thank me.
Yes. You helped him realize how weak and frail he was, how vulnerable. And it was so much easier for he and I to come to an accord. This round is on me. And he goes and does this with his finger, and Sam comes over and brings you your usual whiskey neat.
Hey, Nick,
Yeah, this guy's kind of a douche.
this thing that I'm about to do, I want you to do as I say and not as I do. So don't do this stupid thing I'm about to do. All right? In the future.
Gotcha.
Got it? How much?
I'm sorry.
How much? What
Oh.
does he owe you? I know he owes you his soul.
Well,
What
he
do you
does not owe his soul to me. I am merely holding it for its owner to ensure good faith. He transfers power to Matthew, and Matthew, when his life has expired, relinquishes the soul that I'm holding in escrow to this entity.
Oh, right. So what's the entity's name?
Huh. That alone would cost you.
Once again, we go back to the original question. How much?
Let us see. To know the entity's name, I would require... How about the soul of an animal?
The soul of an animal.
Yes, an innocent animal, something pure, but simple. More of a light snack.
Yes. Yes, I think that could be arranged. Give me a few minutes, please.
Very good. I will wait.
And Nick, you have a choice here. You can come with me outside the bar to kill or find an animal for this evil thing, or you can stay here and sort of jump in the pool without your life jacket and see if you can swim for a few minutes by yourself.
And he holds his hand up. He says, no, don't kill it. I wish it alive.
I know. Nick, it's up to you.
I think it's best if I stay with you.
All right. Come with me. I don't trust you with him
Okay.
anymore.
So Nick and Reg are going to take a walk outside.
Yes.
Leaving just Keel and Zephyr inside. Zephyr, have you moved on to a different song? Are you on
I
a
have
break?
moved on to a different song, but one thing that I'm doing, being new to this world and actually quite alone in it, I'm observing the crowd as best I can to see
Okay.
if there's anybody that I could feel comfortable with.
Go ahead, give me
And,
some perception.
Let's see, that would be a 16.
A 16. You see a couple people that seem like decent sorts based on your perception of them. There's a guy wearing body armor whose friend just got up and headed outside with his dog. He seems like a decent guy. You also see a couple of what look like other hunter types sitting at a table together discussing business. And they seem like reasonable guys. The priests give you kind of a weird vibe, and you feel like you should steer clear of them.
Well, I come to an end of a set and everything, and I actually make my way to the one gentleman whose friend has just left, just to make an approach there.
Okay, Keel, the musician has finished a set and is coming over to your table.
I'll offer a chair. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the sitting. I'm a little new to this place, and I don't really have many friends. And I thank you for that kind offer. And he sits down.
Yeah, of course. You were filling it up there, man. How long have you been playing?
Well, I've been doing music for most of my life. It was the one thing I could really get into. You can see I wasn't picked well for sports or anything with my size, and at this point, I reach into my pocket and pull out an inhaler and take a quick
You do
puff
notice
on it.
he's a bit on the frail side. He's kind of thin, but it gives his voice this ethereal quality that makes his music that much more interesting and different.
So couldn't help but notice you were doing some stuff up there, tricks of the eyes kind of stuff. You a magic user?
Well, it's something that I just realized I could do, and picked it up for a bit. And I found that with my music, I can enhance things. I can make lights appear. And I actually found that I could control a few things with my music as long as I give it everything that I've got inside. And so
Sounds pretty awesome to me.
it's been pretty fun, and I'll tell you what, it's a whole new world for me. And I feel like I've been thrown into it and just trying to become a part of it.
It's you and me both. Hey, stick around. I want to introduce you to my buddy Chuck. He actually just stepped outside, but should be back in just a minute or two.
Okay, yeah, I've got a few minutes before I have to get up there for my next set. You bet. Let me get a drink real quick.
And a drink. Sam comes over, plops a drink down next to you. It's just what you wanted.
Perfect. A little ginger ale always goes a long way.
And then he turns and goes and heads into the kitchen. Callie, you see Sam come into the kitchen, and he heads back toward the cooler in the back where he keeps a lot of the alcohol stocks.
I'm in a fairly out of the way location where he's going to see me, but hopefully not a lot of other people. As soon as I see him, I'm going to pop back into my shape, human-ish shape.
Okay.
And try to get his attention.
He notices you out of the corner of his eye and just nods while he's continuing to work.
Do you have any idea what's going on out there in the alley?
Nope. Why don't you tell me?
We got 3 women throwing some snakes and frogs into a burning barrel.
He actually turns and looks at you. Really?
Really?
That's not good.
Nope.
You want to get out of here right now.
I'd like to get this problem solved first.
The way to get this problem solved is to get out of here right now.
What's going on?
Keel, Callie, and Wolf, I need you guys to make dex saves for me.
Oh, yes.
10.
24.
24 is good.
13.
13 is not good. Okay. All of a sudden, Callie, you don't see this because you're back in the kitchen, but you hear a loud, explosive sounding noise coming from the main part of the bar. And as the noise starts, Sam dives and tackles you. And you only take 2 points of damage as some debris falls from the ceiling. He shields you from most of it, but you take 2 points of damage. Wolfgarin, you are able to react more quickly as things start falling everywhere. There's like a bright flash in the bar. You see right before the flash, a man in the center of the bar. He's glowing from the inside, and all of a sudden he just explodes outward in just a shower of light, and beams start falling everywhere, and it's chaos. People are running and screaming, and you dive out of the way of a beam. Keel, you are not quite so lucky. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as a support beam lands on you. The 3 of you who are outside, you hear this rumble and you see dust and debris coming up. The Plaster Dragon is one of those bars in Boston that has the entry like a half a flight down, and you hear the explosion and you see smoke and dust and debris coming up from below. What does everybody do?
So is this person, are they still intact, or did they explode? They
exploded. They are no longer there. There are scorch marks in the middle of the room and where they were, and the bar is collapsing all around you.
Because we're close to the front door, correct? Like, because we had just
Yes.
stepped outside. I'm going to Nick call 911. And then open the door and try to let some of the smoke out and clear the way for anybody that's trying to run out of the bar.
Okay. There are a few people running out.
Okay, can I assist with this, or like?
Sure, you can help with an evacuation.
Yeah.
Can I use guidance on Reggie?
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him with a guidance.
Very good.
I believe on 911.
I believe that gives him a D4, does it not?
Yes, correct.
On any roll of his choosing in the next minute or next
Ooh.
hour. It's next hour, I think, for guidance. Okay, so you're helping people. You're kind of assisting. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check to try and gain control of the crowd as they're fleeing.
A persuasion check. Do I need to choose to use the guidance before the roll?
No, you can roll and then decide whether it's like an inspiration.
That is a 6. I'm going to go ahead and use guidance. That is a 4, so that's a 10 total.
A 10 total is enough to keep some amount of control over the crowd, and you're guiding people out and making it less chaotic and a little more orderly. You're able to keep the werewolves and vampires from going at each other.
Okay.
As they leave, one of the priests staggers out. Some of the guys from Southie and North End come out. You even see a few members of the Fey Court come out.
Can I ask someone what happened? Like a random.
Sure.
Is Sam out? Is he amongst the crowd?
So you do not see Sam at the moment. But the guy who was at your table from the Court of Shadows, he does come out.
What happened?
I am not sure. 1 minute there was a flash of light and an explosion, and the bar came down. I thought this place was warded against such things.
It is. By all accounts, this should not happen. Our conversation is not done. We're going to continue it later.
That's fine. You know where to find me. And he turns and heads off down the street, brushing off his suit, which is covered in dust and debris. And as he walks, you see the rips in his suit mending themselves and the dirt disappearing off of him.
All right. Nick, how feisty are you feeling? Should we run inside and try to rescue some people?
Absolutely.
Hopefully Sam has a really good bottle of whiskey after this, hidden somewhere. And Nick and I head inside.
Okay. Chuck?
Am I near Reginald when he's discussing what happened inside with the other individual? Okay, so this is not my first time going through an explosion like this.
No, it is not.
So my first instinct is to look for secondary of some sort. Is there like something to take out those that are fleeing the area? So my first thing is I've also know that that place is warded, so it's potential that it could be something that's non-magical, something that's electric outside the area, to have one magical, one non-magical thing to try and.
So do you want to do like a loop of the building?
So I'm going to take Clovis real quick and I'm going to go do my thing. We're going to go sweep around and see if maybe there's something else. Also just look for stuff. I see some folks run in and they look like they got a good situation. The guy looks like, they got that. So I'm going to take care of that since that's what I know. That's what I do.
So as you round the building with Clovis taking the lead, Clovis stops as he gets to the alleyway and freezes and his hackles go up and he starts growling.
This isn't good.
Do you peek around the corner?
Yeah. I'm gonna peek around the corner.
Okay, you peek around the corner. Give me a stealth check.
Stealth. It's gonna be a 17.
17. Okay. You peek around the corner and you see down at the far end of the alleyway 3 old women around a trash can with a fire in it, like a kind of like homeless people kind of fire.
Okay. Is there anything else that I can tell about them?
It's hard to tell from this distance. They're at the far end of the alleyway, but they seem to be looking into this trash can and talking. And then you hear them say, one of them says, "By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes." And they wave their hands and smoke starts pouring out of the trash can. And when the smoke clears, it's pulled back into the trash can. They aren't there anymore.
Well, obviously, I would be afraid of trying to get in contact with them or anything like that. So since they're gone now, I'm gonna at least go and see if I can take a look at maybe there's something in that trash can left
Okay.
over.
Sure. All right. So you head over to the trash can. Callie, you
Yeah,
are
slowly and gingerly though, because I'm still a little
Right.
suspicious. So
Yeah, and having been through an explosion like this before, there are definitely familiar earmarks to this to you. So you're going slow.
Yeah.
Okay, Callie, you were just tackled by Sam, protecting you from some of the debris. What do you do?
I'm gonna get out from underneath him and say what happened.
Well, I don't know. I was back here, but it sounds like an explosion, which should be impossible.
Can we get out?
You can go out the back way if you want. I need to go in there and see what's going on.
Well, I need to follow you. If people need help, we need to get them out.
All right. You head on in. I'll be right there. I got to check something first.
All right, so I head into the bar.
Okay.
Which I'm not supposed to be in.
Do you look back to see what he's doing?
Yes.
Okay, perception.
3 plus 9.
A 9. He disappears behind a wall. You're not sure exactly what's back there, and you lose sight of him.
Okay.
And you head into the bar. So
Yes.
inside the bar, there are bodies everywhere. There's lots of screams and moans. There's debris. Beams are lying on people.
Is there anybody I can help? Anybody I can pull out of there?
Yeah, there's a guy who's pinned under a beam over at a table.
And I'm great on strength. Really good. Really good.
And there's another guy there who looks like he's trying to help him.
Okay, I'll go see if I can assist.
Okay, so Zephyr, you and you see this kind of ragged, almost homeless kind of woman come up, and looks like she's trying to help with the beam that is pinning Keel.
Okay, I actually will put my hand out to her and put it on her shoulder and give a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
On that.
And how do you inspire her?
Work, get harder. Gotta take it farther. No holding back. No, we gotta do it right now. Bump, 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 bump. So I'm sure that was very inspiring.
I feel so inspired right now.
You suddenly feel a swell of energy and good feeling inside you, and you feel like this beam is not going to be as hard to lift as I thought it would. And if the two of you work together, you'll have advantage on the strength check.
Okay.
So give me a strength check with advantage.
He's probably better off doing the strength check.
But he can't use inspiration on himself, though.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. 16 minus 1, 15.
Okay. Did you want to use your inspiration or no?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. It's a D8, right?
D6.
D6.
You're only third level. Sorry.
Well, that would be an 18.
Okay. That is enough. The two of you grunt and you strain and you lift this beam up, and you're able to hold it up long enough for Keel to drag himself out from underneath it and pick himself up.
Can I tell how he's feeling as far as health-wise and everything?
You can ask him. He looks hurt, though.
I put my hand on his chest and I start singing. It's more than a healing, more than a healing.
Nice.
I'm giving you some more help.
All right. How much does he get?
He gets 6 plus 5. That would be 11.
All right. So you see the wounds on his legs start to close up, the skin and the bone re-knitting before your eyes.
Knew it. Was gonna like you.
All right, Nick, Reggie, you come in and you see you see some people gathered in the bar pulling a beam off of a guy. You see a lot of bodies, some people staggering out.
All right, everyone. Emergency services have been called. Nick, heal who you can. Let's try to get people outside. Sam, are you in here?
You hear from the kitchen. I'm coming. Hold your horses.
All right. I want to start investigating the source of the explosion. So I'm going
Okay.
to use one of my features as an inquisitive rogue and start looking for and uncovering clues about what caused this.
Okay. Go ahead and
This is
give
an
me
investigation.
an investigation.
All right.
And Pat Adams, you can go ahead and give me an investigation as well for the the trash can, not cauldron, trash can.
Was he close? Was he close enough to see? Oh, they're outside.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Oh no,
never
they've
mind.
come back inside now.
Okay. Was he close enough to see that I'm there, or can I kind of avoid him a little?
You can try to avoid him. You're kind of behind a beam. I'll give you a stealth versus perception.
All right. 8.
Uh-oh.
I got a
20.
14.
So your
20.
20 was your perception. What was your investigation, that guy?
My investigation was 14. Not as good.
Okay, not as good. And you also had a 14 for your investigation. What you notice, Chuck, while you're looking in this trash can, in spite of the fact that you saw them throwing things in and that there was fire burning in there, once the smoke all was sucked back in, you look, the trash can is empty. It's completely empty. And as you're examining it more closely, you see runes etched around the bottom of the trash can, almost like a magic circle.
I'm not very good at runes, unfortunately. But I would like. Chuck's got some good insight. I'm sorry, not Chuck. Clovis has some good insight sometimes on just how things are. So I'm just gonna let him kind of sniff around and see how things go, and just kind of see how he feels about things. If he's still on edge, or if
Okay.
he kind of feels relaxed now.
Go ahead and give me an insight for Clovis.
Insight. Okay. Insight. It's a 8.
Clovis seems pretty calm. I mean, whatever was bothering him is gone. He kind of just sniffs around the trash can, doesn't seem to be bothering it, just kind of sits looking at you expectantly. Kind of like, I warned you of danger, where's my treat?
Then I'm going to continue what I was doing before and continue going around, since I didn't get all the way
Okay.
around the place yet. So
Okay. You come to the end of the alley and realize you have to double back, but you do as much of a circuit around the building as you can, and you don't see any other mystical runes or any physical explosives or anything like that.
Cool.
Reg, while you're investigating, you notice someone trying not to be seen by you, and she's doing a really bad job of it.
Hey, random ratty girl in a sweatshirt. Fancy seeing you here.
People needed help. I came in.
You're not supposed to come into the bar. How many times have I told you? You don't walk inside the bar. You stay outside the bar. You don't come inside the bar. There's a door.
Hey, 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 hey,
To
hey.
be fair, the bar is more outside than inside right now. You didn't define it exploding.
Lay off of her.
Thank you.
Like off of it. Look at how old she is.
And look how old you are.
Yes,
I like you.
Sam comes out from the back. This is a mess.
This is a big bloody mess. What happened?
Well, I don't know yet, but I aim to find out. What have you figured out? And as you continue your investigation, you're looking around the room, you're kind of examining the bodies. One thing that stands out to you is that in addition to the charred mark where the person where you were told the person exploded, there are 5 other dead bodies that do not look to have been killed by an explosion or debris. They seem to have just dropped dead where they were.
Can I do an investigation on that as being ER? Okay.
I point that out to the other people in the room. I was like, for those of you who are feeling particularly investigative, if you want to take a look at these bodies with me.
Go ahead, Nick. Give me a roll.
18 total.
So it looks like you kind of do a preliminary medical exam on them, and it looks like all of them, their hearts just stopped. And obviously fairly recent. You can't, you don't have enough gear with you to get an exact time of death or anything. But
are they all dead or mostly dead?
They are entirely dead. They are not mostly dead. They are all the way dead.
Does anyone here recognize any of the people that are dead on the ground?
As a matter of fact, none of you do. These look like people that have never been in the bar before. None of you remember seeing them. They don't seem to have any insignia on their clothes suggesting a guild or anything. Who wants to do what examining the bodies? Meanwhile, Chuck, you've done a full circuit of the building, not found anything, and so you've headed back inside, and you see a small group of people inside looking at dead bodies, and Sam the bartender is doing it as well. Everybody else living seems to have left.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is kind of take a look at the inside, because I mean, it sounds like a lot of stuff is falling down. So the stability of the building itself is a concern. Because I've had a building fall on me. So I'm gonna try and look and see if maybe if I recognize anything, like the building maybe in danger or anything, to see if we need to start escaping.
Okay, go ahead. Give me an int roll with proficiency, because I would say this is like an Army Corps of Engineers kind of thing that would fit into your military background.
You said intelligence roll with proficiency?
Yeah, so roll, add your int modifier, and then add your proficiency bonus.
My proficiency bonus, I'm not sure about that. I'm sorry.
It should be +2 at this level.
Okay. All right. Ooh. So it's going to be a 20.
Okay. You look around at the various structures, and it seems to have collapsed into a fairly stable position. It was very lucky at the way it has collapsed. You don't think that it's going to fall in on you anytime soon. It seems that certain beams have fallen and landed against each other and are propping up much of the debris.
Okay. Then second thing is going to be try and see if anybody else needs any care, or if anybody needs to be taken out to be treated or anything like that. So I'm going to go over to the group that is working on folks. And I see Keel's over there. He's getting treated. So I'm going to head over, see how he's doing.
Okay. Let's do a quick round the horn. Callie, what are you doing?
I was actually going to check him out too, because I can help if he's in a bad place.
Oh, who? Keel or
Keel? Yeah.
Okay, because Wolf just healed him, and you watched his wounds heal up.
He did a bit, but it wasn't a lot, right?
It was you watched his wounds heal completely before your eyes.
Oh, okay, we're good. I thought he was just a
Nope.
okay. Well, then I'm checking around to see if there's anybody else that needs help, and I am avoiding Reggie.
Okay, as you make your circuit, everybody that you check is dead. Okay. There's nobody unconscious left in the bar. Reg
goes completely logical and starts checking the pockets of the people that are dead for wallets and identification and things like that.
Any in particular that you're checking? There are 9 dead bodies.
But did you say there was a group of 5?
There are 5 scattered throughout the room that do not look like they died of debris or damage or explosion.
Those are the ones that I'm looking at.
Okay. It's interesting. They have no wallets, no identifications, nothing in their pockets or on their person at all.
Nothing.
What
clothes are they wearing?
They're wearing very nondescript clothes, like jeans, plain t-shirts, jackets. Very nondescript.
Using just the quick insight that I have, these people that are in the bar with me, they look like they're good people, right? I've seen people help people and heal people.
Yes.
So I share that information with everyone. I said, just so everyone knows, this might have been a distraction. There are 5 dead bodies here, and they didn't die from the explosion. Their hearts stopped. They don't have any identification with them, and they're all wearing plain clothes.
Good eye there, Sherlock.
Oh, thank you.
Are there any odd markings on their skin?
As a matter of fact, when you start to search that, you look, and on the back of the first one, you find what looks like some kind of arcane sigil on the back of the neck, just below the shirt line on the first one.
I'll point it out to Reggie.
Well done. Any of you magic slingers? Good with runes and magic sigils? Any of you? Beulah?
So I hear him talking about magic sigils. I'm like, oh, whoa, whoa. There were some magic sigils outside that I saw. I don't know anything about them, but I did see some. Maybe they're the same.
Anybody
Do an
else?
Arcana check.
Okay, you gonna do an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Sure.
Would that be anybody who's got proficiency with Arcana?
Yeah, this one would be proficiency because it's obscure.
All right, so that's a total of 22.
At 22. So you look at this symbol and it makes you decide I should check the other. And each of the 5 has a different symbol on them. And you realize that while you don't speak this language, it looks like it is a fiendish symbol. And it looks like these 5 symbols could be linked together to act as a magic dampening field.
Any chance? So I've got Infernal as a language. Any chance that Keel can read that?
Yes, actually there is. So Keel, you go over and you are able to read these runes, and you confirm that these are the elements of a spell for blocking magical wards.
Sam is in here, right?
Yes.
Sam, this shouldn't be able to happen in this bar.
He comes
No.
over and he looks. And he nods and says, no one's ever tried that before.
It's clever. It's the only thing that would be able to get past your wards. They literally sacrificed their lives for this cause.
Each of them came in with just a small enough amount of power to get past the wards, and then linked themselves together to create a greater effect.
Well, is this a willing thing, or were they coerced to do this?
I don't think that those tattoos were put on them accidentally or against their will. That doesn't look like the kind of thing you can be forced to do.
We haven't been investigating victims. We've been investigating 5 murder weapons. So let's find out who the real victim was. So were these 5 bodies, was there something in the middle? Are there dead bodies? Is there someone dead that's like in the middle of where those 5 are? Do they form a circle around a certain point, or?
There are actually 2 bodies that are not exactly in the middle, but are within the perimeter of where the 5 were. Nick and Zephyr and Zuki, give me an intelligence or a wisdom check, whichever is better for you.
Nat 20.
22.
22.
5.
5. You're still focused in on the tattoos, but Zuki and Zephyr, at the same time, you realize the pattern of the 5 bodies. They're sitting at the 5 points of what could be an invisible pentagram. And the explosion is dead center on that.
I mentioned this insight to the stuffy guy in the suit.
Oh, that's me. I'm Stuffy Guy. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed where these bodies are at, but we've got a 5-pointed star going here.
Oh, pentagrams. Those are always cute and fluffy. Do we recognize the 2 people that are in the pentagram?
They're kind of burned and bludgeoned, but you can search them and find their IDs.
Yes. Who are they?
Liam Murphy and Anthony Palazzo.
Liam Murphy
Yes,
and Anthony Palazzo.
indeed.
All right. Do any of these names ring a bell with anyone? Sam, do you know these? Are these regulars?
Sam says, yeah, I know them. Leader of the Southie Guild and leader of the North End Guild.
Oh.
Respectively, or
Respectively, yes. Southie is kind of the Irish part of Boston, and the North End is the Italian part of Boston. Good cannolis there.
Yeah, and I was going to ask to see the IDs real fast to see if it was the same guys that are recognized from earlier, so I can confirm.
Yep,
So-
they are the same guys that you saw from earlier.
Well, that's
Sounds like
not
someone's
good.
trying to get a turf war going on.
And there are the other two bodies in the bar that are outside of the circle. One of them has decidedly sylvan features. It may be the first full elf that Zuki has ever seen.
And I recognize this as a full elf. Like as
You would recognize it as resembling the differentness
Okay.
about you, because you haven't met a full elf before, but you would
Right.
recognize that this looks like what you would expect the other half of you to have been.
and side note, does Zephyr cover up the fact that he's like me?
Zephyr, do you
Does-
hide the fact that
does
you're a
his
half elf?
ears show?
I actually wear a beanie that covers my ears quite nicely.
Okay.
So I would give you a perception. It would be a high DC, but if you want to see if you notice that he is a half elf like you.
Okay. All right. 16.
Let's see. 16 is enough for you to catch that there is definitely something different about his features that you recognize in yourself.
Well, then I'm going to look over at him
Okay.
and point out this guy and say, "Hey, did you see his ears?"
And I take a look at the ears. I personally don't recognize anything elven, just so that you know, where my father had gone through cosmetic surgery, making himself look human in this world. And so I don't know what experience I would have with sylvan features at this point.
I'm going to give Chuck and Reg and Keel history checks.
All right.
We're tapping into all the skills tonight.
Yes.
Has she hidden her elven features? Or half elven features?
She has long hair and a hoodie, and the hood is usually up.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I
so I
cover
would-
it with my hair.
I would
got a
have
one.
seen that she has the ears like mine.
Oh, are you a half elven as well?
Yeah.
I'll let you have a perception check, and you can have a perception check on him. Chuck, you said you had a 1.
Correct.
Keel,
18.
18. Reg,
17.
17. So the two of you guys, when she points out the elf, the two of you are looking over, and you have enough lore knowledge from jobs that you've done to realize that this is not just a rank and file elf. This is a member of the summer court.
And I recall that a bunch of the Fae, a bunch of the court was running out, right? They were part of the people that were.
Yes,
running
you
out
do
of the
recall
bar.
that.
Jeez. Who, like, just a member of the summer court, or someone in particular?
Well, obviously not female, so not, a ranking member, but you think that he is a courtier. The chain that he wears around his neck signifies him as a courtier, one of the hangers-on of the court. So an elf of renown, but not quite as high a station as, say, the Summer Lady or the Summer Princess or the Summer Queen.
He snaps his fingers to get Sam's attention, and with a stick or a piece of tinder holds up the necklace, and so Sam sees it.
Sam just lowers his head and shakes and goes, "Son of a bitch. That's all I need."
Reg goes, shit.
Well, this just got a whole lot more interesting. And then he looks over at the fourth body, and you notice a man wearing what looks like probably monk-style robes, and he has a red sash and a sword sheathed at his side.
Can we do an investigation check? Does anyone recognize any insignias? Is this an Arcana check?
How are you? What are you searching specifically?
I want to look at the sword first. to see
Okay,
if
you
there's
pull the
anything.
sword out, and the blade is red, and has runes written on it. And this triggers something in your mind, an organization that is fairly new to town and not an organization that you are fond of. The Brotherhood of the Crimson Blade, basically a brotherhood of arcane assassins.
Ooh.
And as you realize this, you decide to carefully slide the blade back into the sheath, saying, you know, I don't think I want to touch this.
Everyone, we're going to play a game. I didn't do that, and that didn't happen. It's a fun game. All right. Well,
Hey, Reg, I thought you said this was a safe place.
Yes, I remember saying that to you right before the building exploded and everyone
Not feeling
died.
very safe right now.
I'm
His
going
job
to
is to state the obvious.
Yeah.
He did say it was a safe place. Past tense.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Past tense. Here is what's going to happen. I think all holy hell is about to converge on this place. Ben included. So if any of you...
As you say that,
Yep.
two men wearing black suits, black pants, mirrored sunglasses, and wearing windbreakers that say BEN on them, and body armor that has BEN stenciled, come walking in. Well, what have we here? Chuck, you definitely recognize them.
Okay.
I have faded as far into the corner as I can.
I
Okay.
cower behind Keel.
I walk in front of this group and just stand in front of them.
See some familiar faces here. Why am I not surprised?
Oh, wait a minute. Everyone, this is not the Burger King. I took you to the wrong place. Let's get out of here. This isn't Burger King.
Reg, why don't you stay a while? I'd say have a seat, but it seems they're all blown to shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wave
So
out.
I guess you can all... He waves at you kind of curiously. Okay. Hi. So, Reg, what did you do?
Would you believe me if I said it was like this when I got here?
Not even a little.
It was worth a shot.
How about you, Chuck? You want to tell me what's going on?
So is my relationship with him solely just on like a business level, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
These are agents Smith and Smith of the Boston office of Ben.
So I'll give him the skinny, but I won't reveal too much information because I don't necessarily trust Ben completely. Since I got to keep trying my guild. So I'll basically tell him, hey, we were just chilling here. All of a sudden, stuff exploded. You can basically see what happened. I already did a sweep of the area. Everything looks good, and that's about it.
By the way, side note, thank you, Takari 1337. Both Zuki and Reginald have a +5 at some point this evening if they desire it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So you got some love from the fans to offset my reroll, possibly. Anyway, continue. Sorry about that.
I
So
think that's it. Anything after I basically give him a quick debrief?
Do you mention anything about the runes?
No, I'm not going to. I know someone who may want to investigate that. And
Okay. Agent Smith, the one who seems to be talking, as opposed to the other Agent Smith, who's mostly just looking around, examining. He says, "All right, everyone, pay attention. This is what happened. There was a gas main leak, and someone was not careful in the kitchen, and the cooking flame ignited the leak, causing an explosion."
oh,
The fire-
so Protocol 34. Okay.
Yes, we're going with the gas main. We already have video footage online, and we're having stories released. That is the official version, and that is all anyone needs to know.
Wait, is that the same footage you used for that one concert? The Kenny White, was it?
Oh yeah, I saw that on YouTube.
It is similar footage, yes.
Okay, having watched this on Netflix, I've got my eyes closed tightly and I'm kind of humming, "Here come the men in black." Do, 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 do. Well, just out of nervousness. It's just something that he does.
You feel a hand clap on your shoulder.
And I look up
And
kind of squinting.
Mr. Smith looks at you, or Agent Smith says, "Relax. We're not here for you."
I do all I can to shrink in on myself as small as I can.
And you can tell that this guy is just relishing the bully role, and he just squeezes your shoulder a little bit and then lets go and walks away.
Now, Nick, this is something fascinating. You don't see this every day. These two agents are rare creatures that are actually controlled by a government agency that shoves their hands so far up their butt that they can move them like a puppet. It's fascinating, and I'm so glad we got to see them in the wild.
Was I supposed to get this in a manual?
No. It's much better when you can see it in person. You don't really get the olfactory sense.
That's that smell. Okay,
That's what it is.
Laugh it up, Reg.
Authenticity.
Laugh it up.
What? Like I said, we were looking for the Burger King. We came in here. The service was awful. No chairs, no tables. And
There was no flame broiling.
I immediately love everyone in the room that's giving them shit.
Just remember our deal, Reg.
Yes, of course.
All right. You guys have gotten the official word. Zuki, give me a stealth check.
Okay, I just turned into a cockroach.
Oh, okay. That's fine then. Then you don't need to give me a stealth check.
And I'm going to crawl along the floor and I'm going to attach myself to the outside of Reggie's sock where he can't actually feel me there, but where I'm there so I can keep an eye and an ear on what's going on.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And they say, all right. You guys have been briefed. You know the drill. I don't expect to hear any chatter from you. And if you find anything out, you know where to find us.
To douchebagsandsuits.com.
Involuntarily, Zephyr lets out a swift chuckle and then he quickly reaches into his pocket and pulls out his inhaler.
I thought it was .gov.
The Smiths just kind of glare at all of you and say, "This is an open case. You will keep us informed." And they turn and they walk out.
Whew. All right. Well, that was fun.
But now, Reg.
I don't know. And that's weird for me. Sam, are you all right?
I'm going to have to contact the Fae, let them know what's going on.
Yeah.
Then I'll reach out to the guilds and the Brotherhood. But those are lesser concerns right now.
The Fae being the main one.
I would say.
Yes, very much so. All right. Well, which way did the agents leave? Did they go out the front?
They went out the front.
We are going to go out the back door, please.
Okay. You all head out to the alley. Does everybody
Yes.
follow Reg?
I'm hitching a ride.
I'm following Keel, whichever way he's headed.
Just before we leave, Keel would like to pull out his really crappy early 2000 flip phone and take a picture of each of the tattoos on the 5
Okay.
bodies. Just to keep an eye out, and then I'll follow everybody
Yep.
else out.
Okay. So you guys head out to the alley, and this is where you saw the trash can. Chuck. And also Zuki.
Yeah. So, this guy looks like he's a private eye. I'm gonna point out to him because he seems like he knows what's going on. But I'm just gonna point and be like, "Hey, this stuff's over here," and then make a phone call real quick because I gotta call my rep for my guild that I'm in because I want to make sure that they are aware of everything that's going on.
Yes,
So
of
I'm gonna
course.
step away, make a phone call real quick.
All
Okay.
right. we investigate the garbage can.
Okay, and since he told you about the runes, you find them easily around the bottom of the can, forming a magic circle.
Ooh. All right. Are the runes connected? The ones that we saw.
The runes
inside?
do not seem to be of the same type.
All right. What do the runes look like inside? Can we tell?
The runes inside looked fiendish.
What about the ones outside?
The outside ones look more sylvan.
I can read Sylvan. Am I able to determine what it says?
It doesn't say anything specific. It's just a bunch of phonemes strung together.
All right.
Can I assist him with an Arcana check?
Sure.
What does a 13 tell us?
A 13 tells you that this magic circle was definitely a spell of some sort, without a doubt. But you're not sure what sort of spell.
I'm sure you came to the same conclusion, Reggie. You've
Yes.
seen this type of stuff before.
Yes. Even though it doesn't look connected, I find it hard to believe that two different spells would be happening outside of the Plastered Dragon on the same night at the same time. So I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is you all seem pretty cool. Yay. The bad news is we're all somewhat connected now because a lot of people that shouldn't have died have now all died, and Ben has associated us all as being together when they arrived. So I think because it's good that we all like each other, we all seem cool, we seem down with the man, it's great. We are probably going to have to work together on this and utilize certain skills because whether we like it or not, we have been grouped together in the minds of Ben and possibly in any of the Fae that happen to be running out at the time.
Chuck and Zuki, do either of you mention anything of what you, well, not Zuki because you're a cockroach right now, but
It's true.
do you mention anything about what you saw with the old women?
Yeah, I after I got off the phone, I basically was like, okay, I'm gonna have to clear my schedule out. I got some stuff that I got to take care of before this investigation. Like, good, just keep us in the loop. And then I pass on that I saw it was 3 old women, correct, wearing weird robes, and I didn't really know much about it, but.
So he kind of describes 3 old homeless women that were huddled around the trash can, and they said something. They said something to him, and then disappeared in a swirl of smoke.
What did they say to you?
Well, they didn't actually see me, I don't think. I don't know. They like pricked their finger or something and said something about like something wicked coming. I don't know. And then like I think some blood dripped into the trash can and it poofed and they threw some stuff in. But I checked the trash can out. There was nothing there. So I don't know.
So here's a weird question. Does Shakespeare exist in this universe?
Yes, of course.
So this is Macbeth. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
Indeed it is.
And these are the 3 witches at the beginning of the play.
Possibly.
Macbeth. I think I read that in high school. I don't remember it.
It was the beginning of the play. It's a long story short. It's the 3 witches, and they give this potential king news that he will one day sort of rule all, and it sends them on a mad power spiral. There's an evil woman, who's his wife. We don't have to do a lesson on.
Isn't that the one where he like holds a skull and like to be or not to be, and he ends up like killing people or something, going crazy and stuff?
No, that's actually Hamlet. But
oh, okay, yeah, I don't know. I get all that Shakespeare stuff mixed up. I don't know.
Oh, we're in the same wheelhouse.
Yeah, sure, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, less Lion King, more emo.
Alas, he knew him not so well.
Yes. Well, perhaps we should all keep in touch. And
so, who among you speaks Sylvan?
I do.
I do.
Who is the third one? Okay, so each of you that examines, go ahead. Give me an investigation roll or a perception roll, whichever you're better at. For
As they start to examine it, I'll pop back out of my cockroach form so I can go
Okay,
look
so
at it better.
you climb off of his leg, and all of a sudden you're just
Oh, you did the cockroach thing again. Gross.
It was practical.
I have to burn these socks now.
Eh,
What do you got, Nick?
14.
I needed to ride
14.
out of the building. All
14.
right. 14.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, it was perception?
Either
Yeah.
one, perception or
Yeah, it was
investigation.
14. Yep.
Okay.
I did so much better than that. I got a 15.
Ooh.
I
Nice.
know. I don't like to brag, but
By our powers combined.
Well, to the two of you, Zuki and Nick, it actually means more than it does to Reg, possibly because of your connection to the spiritual world. But you feel like, even though it's not words, you feel like you could read it. To you, it seems more gibberish, Reg, but to them, it feels like some kind of spiritual language.
well, you two look a little zony. Would you like to share something with the rest of the class?
Looks like language to me. I'm not sure I want to read it out loud, though. I don't want anything else exploding. Or I guess that didn't explode. But still, yeah. I'm not going to be the one to read that out loud.
It does feel a little odd.
All right. Can we write it down then on a piece of paper? And
Sure.
can I take it with me?
Yeah,
Without
absolutely.
anyone reading it out loud?
You can certainly try.
Is it more emotional, or is it like a somatic feeling?
It's more of a somatic feeling, but you feel pulled to it, like it's trying to tell you something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that.
Okay.
What time of day is it?
It's probably around 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night at this point.
Perfect. I want to write it down if they're not feeling like reading it, and then utilize my ear to the ground, like I know a guy. who knows
Okay.
a guy, and
Yep.
see if I know anybody within the area that deals with sort of Sylvan language and stuff that we're kind of dealing with right now.
Zuki, give me an insight check.
Insight 10.
Did you want to use your +5?
Yes, I do. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Kyrie. You're amazing. So that's a 15.
As you're staring at it, you get a weird flash, and your eyes kind of glaze over for a second, and for some reason you're reminded of your father, even though you've never met him.
When I read the symbols, or when I not
When
out
you're-
loud, but when I
yeah,
read them.
When you're like reading around, and you're like, it's drawing you hard.
Which makes me want to read them because he's good.
He is.
What the heck? I'll read them.
Okay, all of a sudden, Zuki starts looking at the letters, and she starts chanting. And she reads them, and she reads them once, and they glow. And she reads them a second time, and they glow brighter. And she reads them a third time, and the trash can starts to smolder again, and flames leap up. And you see 3 apparitions hovering above the trash can, and that's where we're going to take a break.
Son of a...
I will turn this mic back over to our host, Charles.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic. Super enjoyed it. Thank you all out there in the viewer world for coming and hanging out with us tonight. If you do not know what's going on, this is the brand new debut episode of a fantastic new campaign here. This is D&D 5th edition with a very modern twist called Something Wicked This Way Comes. I hope everybody's enjoying it. We're going to kick away for about a 5-minute break, but before we do, I'm going to give away some dice, cover a couple more little things I want to talk about really quickly, and then we will go to break. And when we come back, back. We'll let these guys finish everything out. Let's start with the dice. Let's see who the lucky winner is tonight. Shauna Kari. Hey, guess what, sweetheart? You just swing by my house because you only live about 8 miles away. So there we go. That saves me on shipping. Dig it. Absolutely love it. So that goes with that. So there we go. So somebody won those dice. We're going to be giving away another set of dice. I'll put the magic word in after the break. Before we go to break, just a quick reminder that as with just about every single 5th edition game here on Forge at the Table, we use in some way, many times all the way, D&D Beyond. That is D, the letter N, D, beyond.com. There's been rumors that I have a kind of a lewd relationship with that, and if Mr. Bad Eye ever releases that character sheet, it will probably get even more lewd. But even killing him this past Saturday, he won't drop it out quite yet. So if you haven't had a chance to go check out dndbeyond.com, do yourself a favor, go check it out, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be beyond your wildest imaginings. I snuck that one in once again. Again, afterwards, if you'd be so kind, if you want to come over, you can go ahead and jump onto our Discord, jump in our voice chat, but you do need to be a follower here and make sure that the moderators over on our Discord know that. Also, we're going to be kicking off a raid after this. So once this wonderful game is over, if you guys will stick around for... You be quiet, Alan. I'll boot you out of the server. If you guys want to come... Oh, man. There we go. I already lost my thing. Anyways, after this is over, we're going to go raid somebody else. I've already got a target picked out tonight. All you have to do is just stick around after the show. You don't have to do anything. Just hang out. We're all about the community aspect here, so we try to go out and raid other likely channels that are very much like ours, and do some things. And if you're new to this channel, this is Forge at the Table. What we're all about is building a community of like-minded geeks, nerds that really get into tabletop role-playing games and stuff like that, like these fine people there and all of you out there in chat. And if you want to jump in on some games, we have openings coming up for a couple different games right now. All you have to do is drop a follow on our Twitch here, get involved over on our Discord, look in that open spot section, and also keep your eyes and ears open because I'm always announcing stuff. We've got some one-shots. I hear there might be a little bit of Fiasco coming to the channel, as well as some other stuff coming up, but you didn't hear it from me. This is the only show technically this week. The next show we're going to have is this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time right here, and that is the Further Adventures of the Grim Company. That is the Kobold Press Midgard campaign. That's the campaign we're going to try and make official. So come check that out. Other than that, I'm off for this entire week. So there you go. That's all the spiels. Shauna, you just show up whenever you can, pick up those dice, or I'll just throw them across the street to you or whatever, and we'll get those to you. So everybody else, thanks for hanging out. Please hang out for 5 more minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to turn it back over to Brian and his wonderful players for this amazing story, and then we will finish off the night. So thanks for hanging out. And that is that. right. Let me see here. All right, welcome back once again. Glad you guys have stuck around. I want to say thank you to everybody for choosing this channel amongst all the other great and fantastic channels that are out there tonight, as there are every night. There are so many really fantastic D&D channels and tabletop role-playing game channels, and you guys have chosen this one, and I super appreciate that, as I'm sure these wonderful players do, because they are certainly being entertaining tonight. I have no more things. Well, I guess I kind of have one more thing. I do have Nightbot opened up, so let me go ahead and throw out one more magic word, make sure it matches, and it does. Go ahead and type this into chat one time and one time only for a chance to win. So the word is tabletop, one word. Type that in and we'll try and get you guys a set of dice. Thanks for sticking around. And again, stick around after the show so we can go out and raid another channel out there and show the love. And if you ever want to jump in on some games around here, Forge at the Table, we have 5 Dungeon Masters talking to 2 more right now about bringing some afternoon shows possibly online. I know Atavistic has talked about maybe periodically doing something for some new people. He just won the Tal'Dorei campaign guide hardbound off this channel, as well as my firstborn, my car, the deed to my house, and everything else. Hence the dispute now at the border between anywhere and Montana. But anyways, I'm going to turn this back over to Brian. Stick around for the rest of the show. I'm sure it's going to be just as much a blast as the first batch was. And here we go. I'm going to get out of here. And this thing is once again yours, Brian.
Thank you, Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. When we last left our heroes, Mizuki decided, for some reason, to read the runes around the trash can. And as she read them faster and faster, they began to glow and the smoke poured forth from the can. And the apparitions of 3 old women hovered above the can.
So the second that Keel sees this, he's going to throw himself in front of both Zuki and Zephyr and activate his shield that's on his wrist.
Okay.
I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to pull back a little bit. I'm going to pull my bow out. Just get in a good position, be ready.
Okay.
Reggie's going to be sarcastic and be like, "Hail and well met, ladies.
Welcome to our alley home. Nevermore should you fear Rome."
That rhymed. Did anyone else pick up on that? That rhymed a little bit.
Can I just say it was a pretty poor rhyme? I just my professional opinion. And I duck back behind.
Fear Rome? Didn't Rome fall like forever ago? Or did I mishear that?
Maybe move around Rome? ROAM?
Or you mean like the Pope? Because yeah, you can fear that guy.
Ladies, what brings you here to this particular garbage can this fine evening?
We are but to watch and wait. We serve the masters of fate.
Is this a normal thing for you, Reggie?
Oh, yes. Every Tuesday, I tend to talk to women that pop out of garbage cans. It's
It's
a
me.
thing. Yes. It's usually Zuki, but so, ladies, you are here to witness whatever just happened tonight inside the bar.
Consider us a sort of omen. We bring warning to man and woman.
What's the warning?
And how could it be a very good warning if they were in the middle of an alleyway, not where people could have been told or anything?
They don't respond.
What is the warning that you bring?
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Well, your timing sucks.
What's the wicked thing?
Open locks, whoever knocks.
So, are you saying by pricking your finger, then something wicked will come? So why did you prick your finger in the first place? Doesn't seem to make much sense.
Ladies, do you have anything to do with the Thane of Cawdor?
That name in past was known to us. It seems he made a bit of fuss.
Does that mean something to us?
He thought his life was full of charm, and in the end, he came to harm.
Thane of Cawdor is what they called Macbeth in the play.
Did he live in a barn?
He did not. Not in the original draft. Are you here to herald the coming of another king? A being of power?
They look down at you and nod slightly.
Something big is coming. Something bad is coming.
Another nod.
Is there a time frame?
They shake their heads. And then they say in unison, "You have been granted a brief reprieve, and now we three take our leave." And the smoke swirls in reverse and sucks back into the trash can.
Did you want me to call him again?
No. I think we're fine. I'm good. You could try the recycling bin, though. We might get some new people.
Yeah, I didn't see any of those fancy words on that.
Yeah.
Do you check out the trash can?
Yes. Is there anything inside?
It's completely empty. There's not even soot.
All the
Are the
runes are
runes
gone.
gone?
The runes are gone.
Oh, I can't call him again. Sorry, guys.
Stop thinking what I'm thinking, Reggie.
What am I thinking? I'm thinking that this situation, against all odds, keeps getting worse. Every time I'm like, well, it's bad, but it can't get worse. It gets worse. Something big and bad and powerful is coming to this city.
I was beginning to think that Ben was right. I'm not prepared. I'm going to stick with you.
I think that's a good idea. You handled yourself well in there. All of you did. You handled yourselves. God, I hate to use the word. You handled yourselves like heroes. And I hate to do this job without getting paid, but I guess if the world blows up, I can't spend any money. So this is essentially me paying myself.
At the mention of pay, Zephyr starts wondering if he's going to get paid for the gig tonight. And because it wasn't his fault.
Do I notice that Zephyr kind of looks sickly, or is he just so frail?
He's frail. It's not so much sickly as it's just. I mean, he does look sickly, but it's more. It doesn't look like he's afflicted with anything in particular. It looks more just like it's who he is. It's how he was born.
And at 5'2" and 120 pounds, soaking wet, he looks frail.
So, do you want to go ask Sam if you're getting paid?
Actually,
Yes,
I am.
please.
Okay.
I'm going back in.
So Zephyr heads back in the bar. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Is the bar going to be open?
It's very open.
Yeah.
It's an open
The whole West Wing is open.
Yeah, I want to talk to Reggie and kind of say, hey, if we're going to do this, what exactly are we going to do? Because we've got some serious cards on the table. Some dead Bay Corp members, a big murder of the North and South gangs. I mean, really?
Yes, I understand that, but against, like I said, my better judgment, there's no one else except for these people here who witnessed this. I mean, even us trying to explain this to people that work in our circle are going to find this hard to believe, that the three witches from the play Macbeth popped out of a trash can that my homeless vagrant friend read and then told us that.
I have a name.
Well, yes, but I was trying to protect you from saying, this is Zuki, everyone. Zuki, do you want to say hello?
Hello.
Very good. Yes, a woman of many words. That she read, and now the end of times might be coming. So I see no choice that we have here. And I'm not a hero. I'm not a good guy, but needs must when the devil drives.
So Zephyr, when you go back in, are you going back in quietly, or are you just like walking in?
I am just kind of walking in, making sure I'm not stepping on anything, and
Okay.
kind of looking around for Sam.
You hear a voice from somewhere inside as you start to walk in from the alley entry through the kitchen. You hear, "Hang on, wait right there. It's kind of unstable out here. I'll be right back." And he kind of comes into the kitchen.
And excuse me, Sam, I know this probably isn't an opportune moment, but this really wasn't my fault. And I got bills to pay.
Man's got to eat. You're right. I don't blame you. Hang on. And he goes back out to the bar, and he comes back with a cash box. And
while he's gone, I take my inhaler out and take a quick puff from it.
He flips it open, and he pays out $100 and flips it closed. Says, "There you go.
Thank you."
Sorry, I can't give you any more work for a while, but it's going to be some time before we get the old girl back up and running again."
I understand, and I wouldn't have asked if it wasn't necessary.
No apology necessary. You did the right thing. And he turns and heads back out.
And I turn and start heading back to the alley again.
Give me a perception check.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
I can't do this when it really counts.
As he goes back out there and puts the cash box away, you hear him talking. You can't quite make out what he's saying because he's far, but you hear him definitely talking to someone. And then you feel like you hear another voice that's more lighter and lilting.
Can I sneak up to a door and maybe get a clear shot at hearing what's going on?
You can certainly try. Give me a stealth check.
Extremely stealthy. I rolled a 6, and adding 5 to that, it's an 11.
Ooh.
We all heard him outside.
All right, let's see. Yeah. As you come to the door, you kick a pot that was knocked onto the floor, and it kind of goes ting 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 ting, not like loudly, but given how quiet it is, it's loud enough, and the talking stops immediately in the other room.
And I immediately swing around, my back's against the door, and pretend like I'm looking for something nonchalantly.
Okay. You
And
don't
then
hear. Okay.
And then I start heading back out to the alley.
Okay.
Looking for his guitar pick.
That's exactly.
Nice.
All right, you come back just as Reggie is finishing his speech about not being a good guy and how this still may be the prudent thing to do, if not noble.
And I sidle up to Keel, and I said, "Did I really miss anything?"
No, the British prick over there just keeps talking.
I figured. Okay.
But I am just one man. How do all of you feel about this?
Well, it might not hurt to ask Sam. Maybe, if not, get any clues on a lead. Maybe he can even get us signed up for a job. End up turning this into getting paid.
That is true.
All right. So do you guys all head back in, or?
Yes. Yeah, I head back in.
Yeah. On the way, I'm gonna kind of stroll up to Keel and be like, "Yo, man, what happened in there? Like, you okay, man?" Just kind of check in on him.
I'm good. I mean, big flash of light. Next thing I know is pinned beneath a beam, and the little mousy girl and the little short kid over there with the guitar lifted it off of me, and that was that. Just a bunch of dead people everywhere.
Man, crazy timing. So, what do you think about all this? Like, you gonna like help these guys out or something, or what?
I mean, I feel bad for that guitar kid. He looks like he can barely hold his own.
Cool. I mean, if you're in, man, I'm in. I mean, I've already told them that I probably got some business I'm gonna have to take care of. So,
I mean,
And that flash of light, Chuck, that sounds very familiar to you. That kind of curse.
okay.
my whole thought is if we can't any get some kind of semblance of pay, we walk away.
I
But,
mean, I'm not really worried about the money, but I just want to make sure you feel good about this. I'm not. I
well,
don't really know these people too well, so you know.
there's just this feeling, man. I mean, either
Cool,
it's
man.
either it's a Valandris or if it's just my gut.
I'll trust your gut, man.
All right, I say we stick around for a bit.
All right. So they kind of hung back while they were talking. So the rest of you guys go inside. Give me perception.
18.
18,
21 for Zephyr.
21.
Perception
Zook?
for everyone, right? Okay.
15.
11.
Okay.
10.
10. All right. So 18 was you, Nick, right? Nick, you were the 18?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Okay.
thought somebody got higher than me, though.
No, 18 was the high. Oh no, I'm sorry. Zephyr, you got a 21, right?
I got a 21. Yeah.
Okay. Do either of you speak Sylvan?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So Zephyr, you hear voices again from back in the main room, and you catch a snippet of the conversation, Nick. You hear Sam saying in the Sylvan, "Wasn't our fault, but I'll look into it." And a much higher lilting voice saying, "See that you do. Neutrality can be revoked."
I'll share that with the rest of the group.
And then they hear, then it sounds like whoever was in there heard you guys, and so the voices stop.
They said neutrality can be revoked.
That's what I heard. Is that bad?
That's
Sounds bad.
whoever Sam is talking to is somebody of power in the Accords.
And that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Can we knock on a door? Is Sam in like a back office?
No, he's
or-
inside he's in the main bar.
He's in the main bar, and then yeah, I would walk in.
Okay. You walk in and he's in there. He's arranged the bodies and has covered them and is doing some cleanup. And he seems to be alone.
Can I do a perception check to find a hidden creature or a person in the room?
Sure.
It was a 15, but I want to use my +5.
Okay, so you have a 20, and you kind of look around the room while you're walking around and heading over to talk to Sam, and you don't see any of those telltale shimmers when a creature is veiled or any dust moving or any debris. It seems like he really is alone, though you do detect the faint scent of magic in the air.
All right.
As if the remnant of a spell
Was cast
dissipating.
right as we entered.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, Sam. What's new?
Just prepping the bodies, cleaning up, and I'll contact people, the Fae, the guilds, the Brotherhood.
Well, that's actually what we wanted to talk to you about. I am putting a group together, and we thought we might be able to help solve some of the problems that you're having.
That sounds like a fine idea.
Yeah. Maybe you could reach out to all the interested parties and they could all kick in a little bit of cash to help cover expenses day to day. And we could dole that out to the group, and then we would take on the heavy lifting for this particular incident case. Do you think that could be arranged, Sam?
You're telling me you want me to call up the Fae and say, hey, kick some coin my way and we'll figure out who killed your boy here?
Ooh.
Maybe today?
Ooh. You put it like that, and it sounds like a bad idea.
I mean, if you want, I could give him your name.
Don't like that.
Might be able to get the North End and the Southie boys to pony up some coin, but the Brotherhood? Nah. I think they'd just as soon try and sort it out themselves than let any of you in to talk to them.
Understood. Yes, if you could talk to them and be our middleman, that would be greatly appreciated. And we will start working pro bono until we get money.
That had to hurt, didn't it?
Like a part of my chest seized up just saying it.
Hey, Rich, why don't we tell the Fae guys that we're helping out?
We can let them know.
It's got to maybe get some brownie points.
I see what you did there. Was that intentional? Here, Nick, you're new to how things work. The Fae are in a different weight class than us. They're all about bargains and things like that. Have any of the rest of you interacted with the Fae courts at all?
No.
No. It's very political. They're all about gifts and things like that. It wouldn't hurt to have members of the Fae court owe us all a favor, but I don't know if we want to be accepting the sort of bargains and help that they would be offering. But to each their own.
We don't want to get their hooks in us quite yet.
Exactly. We might end up like the poor man that we saw tonight. His face tattooed on a soul collector.
Speaking of that, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, of course.
I mean, I might be able to ask one of the folks in the organization I work with if they know something, but it seems like you got a pretty square head on some contacts, right?
Yes, I have contacts all around the city, things of that nature.
I mean, if you want me to ask, I can, but I'm not really sure how much it'd help.
Are we all in agreement to work together on this and to pool resources and information for the time being?
You know my answer.
I really don't see any other option. If we're going to get not only our names cleared, make sure that we're not pinned on this, and then, heck, more friends the merrier, right?
That's smart. I hadn't even thought about us being pinned for this, especially with the Brotherhood. That's a really good point. Yes, honestly, that's payment enough for me to not have a maniacal, evil group of assassins hunting me down, asking why I killed their member.
Yeah, since we're forming this group, maybe we should all lay our cards on the table and see if we can all help each other out as far as maybe special abilities we have, special abilities we don't have.
Oh, yes. Okay. I can start. Hello, everyone. I'm Reginald. I'm a Pisces. I enjoy long walks on the beach and stabbing people with sharp, pointy things, usually very sneakily.
He also likes the sound of his own voice.
I
can
do.
tell.
Yeah, I can second
Did
that.
not even pick that up.
It's so beautiful when it hits my ear. Who's next?
If only one could be so vain.
It takes years of practice, my dear.
Does Zephyr happen to know a song about that at all, or?
He's over there humming, "You're so vain. I think the song is about you.
That-
You're
This is a funny
so
story.
vain."
Funny story. That song is actually about me. I'll tell you later.
I guess you think the song is about you, don't you? Don't you?
It's so catchy. You just can't help but bop your head a lot to it.
That's right. Well, my name's Brandon. Sorry, my name's Keel. It's actually a pretty new name. Had a vision one night of an angel basically telling me that my whole lot in my life is to kill the bad things. I mean,
All right.
that's pretty much it. Just gotta kill the bad things. I know it sounds crazy, but that's it.
We just talked to 3 apparitions in a garbage can. It's not that crazy.
Fair point.
So, like, how do you kill them? Like, how many have you killed?
On my own, not many, but me and Chuck have actually been working together for a few weeks now, and we've gone on a couple of hunts.
Oh, you know the guy with the dog?
Yeah. We're
cool.
I'd say we're friends, right, Chuck?
I mean, sure.
Okay, good. Glad I wasn't mislabeling.
I don't know if we've ever actually said that before, but I mean, acquaintance, friends, same thing, right? I mean, whatever.
I'm glad that we were able to define the relationship.
Yeah.
Big commitment.
That's
I
right.
don't think we're friends with benefits or anything yet. You got to buy me dinner first. But
Wow.
I mean, I'm good with going to a baseball game. That's about it.
snow cone afterwards, a little walk by the beach, stabbing some people sneakily. Yeah, okay.
Rub and tug. What?
But
Maybe Reginald can join us as well. We can, make it a party. But they do say 3 is a crowd, so.
I would have to agree with that sentiment.
Well, one of these things is not like the other.
That's right. Well, you'd asked, how I kill my my charge. Her name is Valandris. She called me a paladin. Still trying to figure out what that means, but she's basically given me some pretty amazing powers, kind of like this. And then I'll use my racial ability to make my eyes and my mouth just basically erupt into flame.
Whoa.
Everybody
That's a
will then,
bonus.
everybody then takes 1 point of damage.
Wow.
And then I immediately shut it off.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for that display. That was wonderful.
'Cause he's hot-blooded. Check and see.
Sorry. Then I'll use lay on of hands for everybody to restore that 1. bit
Oh,
of
there you
health.
go. You all get like 1st-degree burns, and then he goes and takes care of it for you.
Thanks a lot. Couldn't you just told us about it?
Yes,
You
but then we
probably-
would miss out on losing our eyebrows.
It's not the
altogether.
same effect if you don't experience it.
Right.
Sure.
So, have all of you guys had experience with Ben? Because mine has not been that exciting.
I mean, I haven't had any issues with them.
When he brings up Ben, I kind of cowered down a little bit and said, I want nothing to do with them. It's no. And I fall into a little dark tune on the guitar. I'm not going to sing it for you this time.
No, it's all right.
So, how many of you guys have done the testing over at Ben? Testing was fun.
Testing?
Yeah,
I don't know
you
what
didn't do
you're
any
talking
testing?
I had no
What's the
issues with
testing?
it.
No.
So, really?
They
like-
tried to get me to do the testing, but I stabbed my proctor with a pencil.
Mm,
Wow, I was
watch
there
out
for
for
like
that
a
one.
couple of weeks. And they just kept making me do test after test after test. Towards the end, they just told me I was a cleric, and then I was going to need a protector, and that's what hooked me up with old Reggie over here. All right, so nobody. All right, great, just me. I'm terrible at this.
No. It's
No.
if anything, we feel bad that you had to go through that. We hated being in the same room with them for 5 minutes. You had to be with them for 14 days.
All right. So anyway, I can heal. I guess I didn't keep it quiet enough.
Well, thank
So I
God
bring
you
that to the
didn't-
group. That's what I bring to the group. Don't lose me.
Well, I guess I might as well introduce myself. Chuck. Real name's Charles, but you can call me Chuck. I was downrange one day, and let's just say, I've been in an explosion kind of similar to this one point in time, and it kind of messed me up there for a while. And eventually, I ran into someone who kind of saved my life, and found out that I was affected some way. And well, it I didn't know anything about magic until then, so they kind of revealed it to me, and I don't know. Ever since then, me and Clovis are just real close, and we kind of have a special bond. So we like to go out and do what we love, and go hunt and have fun and just kill shit.
I've seen it in the ER a couple times. Some people with PTSD. So if you need anybody to talk to, I'm available. I have some experience.
Yeah, let's just say I spent about 2 years going from hospital to hospital. So I think I've had enough from now.
Fair enough.
Suki, anything you'd like to share with the group?
Are you gonna get mad at me?
Yes, but when has that ever stopped you?
True. I'm Zuki. She points to the rat on her shoulder. This is Scritch. He's my buddy. I live on my own. I live on my own. Take care of myself. Reggie's helped me out over the past few years when the monsters get bad. But yeah, I spent about 4 years from 8 to 12 in the foster system. It didn't get along with me. I didn't get along with it, so I left. And yeah, been kind of out on my own ever since. Obviously, I've got some skills with rats, cockroaches, the occasional tiger. I can turn into a tiger.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But yeah, it keeps me out of trouble. Keeps the bad things away. I can
What
heal
bad
a little
things?
bit.
Well, I don't know. That lady out there said something bad was coming, so hopefully it keeps that away too.
Hopefully.
Well, look at us.
All right, so
Awkward.
we've got enough to get something started. Just need a
Right.
direction.
Yes. My suggestion might be to look at the two gentlemen that we found, Liam Murphy and Anthony Palazzo. If they were meeting to discuss some sort of truce between the Southie Guild and the North, then this assassination could have been about destroying these peace talks right here in the middle of the bar. And if we find out who has the most to gain from these two sides not getting together, it might put us down the right track. Unless any of you have a better idea.
Hey, Brian, did I by chance notice these two gentlemen while I was up on stage? Did they draw any attention to themselves?
You
or
did
anything of
those-
that nature?
Those were two that you did notice. And they seemed to be having a very cordial conversation. It didn't seem like there was anything animated going between them. They seemed like they were getting along, having a drink together. It seemed very positive and friendly.
And I share that with the group that I noticed them from stage, and they seem to be quite palling it up.
It's probably a good sign then that they were moving towards peace. It gives us a direction to go to, at least. Hopefully all of you are night owls and are fine with getting started at like 9 or 10 p.m.
That's usually when my night begins.
You sure it's not a Romeo and Juliet scenario?
No, same author, probably a different story.
Wait, I think we're glancing over something.
What's that?
Everybody introduced themselves, but what about Hendrix over here? Don't remember hearing much from him.
He just starts strumming his guitar a little bit and I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
Instantly sad.
I write the songs of love and special things. I write
Reggie,
the
hug me.
songs that make the whole world cry.
Pull my arm around Keel.
I write the songs. I write
Love
the
my lighter.
I am Zephyr, and I write the songs.
Nice.
I think that was pretty self-explanatory. And
So we're taking this on a tour.
yes.
And everybody gets 1 bonus health there.
Oh,
my
see,
bardic
Ooh.
inspiration.
That's to get us back for the burns from earlier.
Yeah.
this is perfect. It's like we're putting a band together, except none of us play instruments except for Zephyr.
We can all be roadies
Perfect.
and a groupie.
That's the name of our group.
The roadies.
Zephyr and the Roadies. Wonderful. Zephyr, are you? We all couldn't help but notice your uncomfortableness when it came to discussing Ben. Are you okay with getting your hands dirty? I ask this only because you're an artist, and I
The
don't know.
only, just so you know, I left home rather abruptly. I didn't even really know about my skills and things until I threw my father against the wall. In fact, I don't even know if he's still alive or not after what happened. And as I was walking down the road, I got picked up by a dark van. They stuck me in the neck with a needle, and no, I do not have good experiences with Ben. But that's not going to keep me from doing anything that needs to be done.
Oh my
As long
God,
as, and so
Zephyr, your life is basically a Pink Floyd album. You realize that, right?
yeah,
Like,
Dark Side of the Moon, yeah, comfortably
a-
numb, and the rest of that.
this is amazing. I like all of you already. Let's go. I hate that
So
I
where-
like all of you.
Where are you guys going to go?
Does Anthony Palazzo? Actually? Let's start with Liam Murphy. Does the Southie Guild? Do they have a headquarters?
They
set up?
do.
Can we?
Yep.
Can we?
Maybe they have some pudding.
Before we go anywhere, during the whole time that we were conversing, I'm kind of looking at everybody, seeing if I can maybe possibly recognize any of the symptoms of the stuff that I went through the last time we had that explosion.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Let's see. Insight. It's going to be a 16.
They don't seem to be exhibiting any of the same kind of symptoms as you had. You think it's possible they weren't close enough to the blast to be affected.
Okay. No, I won't say anything. I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Okay. So you guys make your way to Southie. Does anyone have a car, public transit? What are you guys doing? It's Boston. You can take the T.
Yeah, let's take
How
the
far
T.
away is it?
I'm pretty good with public transit. I know
Oh.
my way to get around.
I
You
don't know.
guys are kind of close to Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market area. The Plaster Dragon is a couple blocks from there. Southie is kind of on the other side of the river.
You see me kind of like pull something out of my backpack, and I pull it out, and it's like a service dog little thing, and I put it on Clovis. Like, I got to put this on those guys on the train, just to make it bust.
No, please, by all means. At least you thought ahead.
All right, you guys hop on the train. You know, make the appropriate changes to get into South Boston. The train is moderately busy. It's not crazy. Some people give you guys second glances. You kind of are an odd assortment. The ratty girl with the sweatshirt, the guy with the service dog, the frail guy with his guitar. It's a pretty odd assemblage, but it is Boston, so nobody really gives you a second look. And you get there to guild headquarters, and there's a couple of fairly burly guys standing outside.
All right. Well, here is the point in the night where I ask if anybody's better at talking to people than I am.
So Keel's from South Boston, growing up in the Irish part. Would he recognize these guys at all?
You know what? Go ahead and roll me a d20.
That is a natural 20.
A natural 20. Actually, you went to school. You went to school with these guys. It's Jimmy and Connor.
Walk right up, greet Jimmy and Connor like old friends.
They give you big manly hugs. You know, the kind where they have to slap you on the back pretty hard to make sure that it's not gay. It's a man hug.
Right.
You know.
Just my knowledge of them. Do I know that have an understanding of the magical world?
Yeah. You've run into him in hunter circles before.
Okay. I'll say, yeah, we just came from the Plastered Dragon. Something blew up, and we've got something we got to share.
Oh man, the Plastered Dragon blew up.
Yeah,
that's wicked.
It was a mess. We came by to let you guys know. Any chance any of your higher ups are in?
Yeah. I mean, there's the ranking member. I'm sure is there. I mean, I can go. I mean, Liam's not here. He's out. Oh shit. Is Liam okay? He went to the Plastered Dragon. He was meeting up with Tony from the north.
At this point,
can I interject real quick? Ixnay on the EM link.
Yeah, no, Keel doesn't say a word. He glances over at Reginald and kind of hints for him to take charge.
Yes, well, we have some information, and it's of a sensitive nature. So if we could at least...
Hey, look, if you know something, you got to tell us.
Okay.
I mean, we're here. We got to know.
Liam's been hurt. And the more information you know, the more it puts you in danger. So we would really like to speak with somebody in charge so as not to endanger you two gentlemen's lives.
Balls. All right, Kana, take these guys in and put them in the waiting chamber. Connor leads you guys into a sitting room just off the entrance. Nice room, comfortable chairs. There's some nice whiskey on the sidebar.
Oh, how nice.
Nice.
I take the bottle.
It's Irish whiskey.
Ooh.
Does anybody want a shot of this before?
It looks like it's at least 15 year.
Oh.
Does Connor stay in the room or is he leaving?
Connor leaves and goes back out to his post.
Kind of whisper, there can be only one.
I pour a shot for Chuck because he wanted a shot, and I pour a shot for myself, and
Zuki puts her hand out,
and I pour a shot for Zuki, and then I drink both Zuki's shot and my shot.
Hey,
and cheers to the group.
That was mine.
I'm sorry, you have to be this tall in order to drink.
Is that taller than you, though?
Yes, it's taller than me. I'm not allowed to drink. I'm just a rebel.
You have to be exactly that tall. No taller, no shorter, exactly that tall.
That's right. And I wasn't wearing my high heels today, so it's a little off.
As you guys are bickering over booze, a man comes in, well dressed, but not as fancy as Reginald or the man from the Court of Shadows. He has a green carnation in his lapel. He comes in. He says, yes, I was told that you had some information for me. I'm Killian. I'm the ranking member here at the Southie Guild, and I'm just kind of watching the shop here until Liam comes back. And I just what's going on?
Killian, I have good news and I have bad news. What would you like to hear first?
I guess the good news. The good news would be better first.
Killian, you've just been promoted. Congratulations. There's a very nice bottle of whiskey on the counter. The bad news is we have just come from the Plastered Dragon, and Liam Murphy was caught in an explosion this evening and is no longer on this plane of existence.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Liam Murphy was caught in an explosion and is no longer with us. He has ceased to be.
He kind of staggers over to the table and just kind of drops into a chair.
Can I do an insight check on him?
Sure.
While he's doing that, I just want to say, hey, but let's focus on the promotion. Promotion.
That is a 17 insight check.
He seems pretty distraught about this.
It's a genuine reaction.
This seems a pretty genuine reaction. But the Blaster Dragon is neutral ground. I mean, you can't get hurt there.
I know. And there were others there that lost their lives this evening, and we have actually decided to, as concerned citizens, to pool our talents and resources to track down who might have done this horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah, okay, good.
However, it does take time and resources to do this sort of thing, and I know it is a delicate time, but
we just want you to know as well that Anthony Palazzo is one of the dead, so it had nothing to do with the Italians.
Tony's dead too?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. This... what's going on here?
Do you know of any... Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's just messed up. I mean, Liam and Tony?
Yeah,
do
we're
you know,
trying to figure it out.
Yes. Do you know of any reason why they might be meeting this evening?
Yeah, they meet once a month. They go over the territory and they talk about, what each of them has found, and which it's like an intel sharing kind of thing, where it's to keep each other in the loop, informed. It's a regular thing where we share information and we help each other out.
I kind of lean up to
Liam.
Reginald. I'm like, hey, real quietly, a quick whisper. Hey, we should get like a list or something of who all went, so we can know if maybe somebody turned it on them or something like that. And then I just kind of step back and.
Anybody else? Yeah, anybody else go to these meetings with him?
Nah, they go by themselves. They like to catch up. It's like social as well as professional, and it's their time to just kind of hang out and just reconnect.
2 mob bosses going into a meeting with no bodyguards. I find that highly unlikely.
They're not mob bosses. We're guilds. I mean,
Same difference. You guys act like mobs.
What? Why would you say something like that? You know what? Get out. You just get out.
Okay, hey, wait
I
a second.
grab the bottle
Maybe
and
there's
walk
some-
out.
No, leave the bottle.
Okay. I'll get another one.
The bottle is for guests. You are not a guest here. Any of the rest of you want to insult me or my family?
No. I just want to interject real quickly. He wasn't trying to insult you. He's just trying to get a grasp on the situation that's very much beyond what we've dealt with.
Yeah, I got
before.
something you can grasp, all right?
Do you know what their agenda was?
When
What they went there for?
Like I said, it was just a business meeting. It was just Liam, why?
How many people knew about this monthly meetup?
I mean, I don't know, a bunch. I mean, it wasn't like a secret. I'm sure anyone in our guild, anyone in their guild, anyone that frequents the Plastic Dragon. I mean, yeah.
I understand. There's only one other question that I want to know. I know it's hard to believe, but is there somebody within your organization that might want to see Liam hurt? Or someone outside of it that might want to see Liam hurt?
No way. No way in hell. Everybody loved Liam. My brother was good people.
Yes.
No one would cross Liam. He did right by us.
All right. Thank you for your time. If anything comes up and I give him a business card with like my phone number on it.
Okay.
So if you think of anything, let us know. And I know it is a delicate time, so we'll wait. But if you want to discuss with the other members of your guild to possibly compensate financially if we find out.
My brother is dead,
I'm fully aware of that.
and you're here trying to shake me down?
No, not at all. You know what? You're right. We will.
I start playing a soft Irish lullaby,
Oh,
and in the background, very softly, "Tooraloo, ra, hush now, don't you cry. Tooraloo, ra. That's an Irish lullaby."
He gets up, he walks over to you, and he pulls you into a hug. He says, "Now that is respect. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. You are welcome here anytime."
I give him a nod as I continue softly, not to disrupt any of the other conversation.
He goes over and he pours a shot of whiskey. He raises it and he says, "Here's to you, Liam. May you find peace at last." And he drains it and he slams it down. He says, "I think you can show yourselves out."
Lunch.
yes. We will
And he
find
turns and he
ourselves out.
leaves.
All right. Yeah.
And I apologize for my terrible Irish singing.
No, that was great.
Oh,
Loved it.
Wonderful.
That's beautiful. Very heartfelt. Good stuff.
All right. Can we go speak to the Italians now? Do we have time?
Yeah, you could go into the north end.
Yeah, let's go speak to Anthony Palazzo's people.
Okay.
I'd say this time when we get there, instead of asking them for money, how about we ask them for some funds to help our search?
Oh, see, that's good.
Equipment's
Okay.
always good.
You guys get back on the train. Again, people look, but not really a second look. They're like, all right, whatever. Weird assemblage of people. It's Boston.
Is there anybody on the train the second time that was there the first time? Someone that might be following us?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Everybody or just him?
Just him, because he was the one that thought of it.
22.
22. As a matter of fact, there is someone on the train that seems vaguely familiar.
Yep. Who is it?
It's a man kind of sitting at the end of the car. He's got a hoodie on and it's kind of pulled over his head. And there's like an anarchy symbol on the sweatshirt, which is the thing that that pulled your attention back. And so as you watched him a little bit while the train was going, you noted that his body language was similar.
I point this out to Nick, and I also point this out to Keel, and just sort of like nod my head in his general direction, and just so that they're aware that there's probably somebody following us.
Anarchy.
Do you want me to go talk with him?
Ooh. Yeah, possibly.
I could go talk with him. I can be awfully charming when I charm a person.
Oh.
Of course, he's going to know afterwards that I did it and he could be pissed off at me. But hey, I could try it.
I'm kind of feeling feisty. If he gets pissed off, we could, I don't know, have a go. So yes.
Jump around.
Yeah? All right. Oh, this is a new one for me. Okay.
Okay.
Be careful.
I will.
So you walk over and just like sit next to him, or?
Yeah, I go over and I sit next to him.
Okay.
Keel
And
will move
I used my
2 seats away.
level 1. Hang on. No, just level 1 charm person.
Okay.
Do I have to roll for that?
Nope. He has. He gets. I believe it's
He
a
has to
wisdom
make
save.
wisdom save. Yeah, he has a wisdom save.
What's your DC?
14.
14. All right. And what are you saying as you're charming him?
I'm saying, hi there. You look familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?
I'm going to
So
use.
do work. I'm
I'm going to use the reroll that Firehawk gave me because that was a 7.
Oh.
Oh.
Thanks, Firehawk. That was an 8. Damn it. All right. He looks back at you and he says, I don't know, but you seem familiar.
So
Maybe I do know you.
Yeah, where do I know you from? Where would we have seen each other?
Were you at the last pack meeting?
Yeah, wait. Which one was that? Which one were you at? Where was it?
You know, the at the werewolf pack, you know.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
No, but there's a couple in town. Which one were you at?
Oh, right. Yeah, no. We're the government center werewolves. We hang out at the government center train stop.
That's it. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, where you saw me? Okay, cool. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been great. How have you been?
Doing okay. I mean, you know, pickings are lean. You know how it is.
Yeah. What are you doing on the train tonight?
Oh, just heading back.
Yeah, I feel like I saw you earlier. I was taking the train out that way, and I'm heading back now. I feel like I just saw you on the train just a little while ago.
Oh yeah. I was out hunting. You know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he kind of
heading
looks
back now?
around. He kind of looks around. He leans over to you. He says, "Well, don't tell anyone, but I'm following some people."
Really? Can I help?
Shh. Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, who are you following? I love stuff like this.
He says, "Well, I've been pretty stealthy about it. They haven't noticed me, but he like kind of, nods his head down the other end of the train car. He's like, see those guys over there?
Oh my gosh, really? They look slow.
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to keep tabs on them and see what they do.
Yeah, what have they been doing so far?
Well, they went and they visited the Southie Guild.
Yeah.
And
What would they need this? Why would they? Any idea?
I don't know. I couldn't get close enough to hear what was going on inside. But
Darn it.
I think it looks like they might be headed to the north end now. So I'm hoping maybe I can get a better vantage point and listen in.
Ooh. Any idea what they're traveling for?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with whatever happened at the Plaster Dragon tonight.
Ooh. So who are we doing this for? Who are we reporting back to?
The rest of the pack.
Yeah. Oh, did they have something to do with that explosion over there?
No, but they think these guys did, and they're trying to find out. They're trying to figure out who they're working for. Might be the vampires. I don't trust them. Blood-sucking bastards.
Yeah, I've never trusted them. Who does? Really? Come on.
Just other vampires.
Wow. Okay, so okay. So we're just gonna keep an eye on them. This will be great.
How
So I
long does this
stick with
last,
it.
by the way?
Oh gosh, it lasts an hour. We're good.
Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I'm
right.
gonna
So
stick with him.
you guys see her chumming it up with this guy in the hoodie, like they're best friends.
Did we hear anything of what they said, or?
Oh no, they were being kind of quiet.
Who was he looking at? Did we see that at least? Because we would be studying him when he said, "I've been following these guys." Was it?
No, he was being pretty subtle.
Okay. All right.
He did like nose in our direction.
Yeah, kind of like just kind of shook his head toward you guys, but could have been anybody down. I mean, there's not a lot of people on the train at this hour. You think he probably means you?
How long is the train ride to this place?
Another
Where the
10
signs
minutes?
Okay.
Hour.
No. South End and North End are not that far apart.
Since I see her chumming it up, I'm gonna just kind of I have to share the word kind of push Clovis that way and have her kind of have him meet up with her, just to kind of like say hello and get some pets or whatever, so that way he can kind of get over there and maybe smell anything.
Okay, so Clovis heads over, and when Clovis heads over, the guy kind of clams up. Do you pet Clovis, Zuki?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this dog doing over here? Would I know how werewolves would feel about like just a general dog in the area? Like if they feel
give
more
me a
inclined,
nature
less
check.
inclined.
Nature check.
Janus.
Nat 20.
Wow. All right. A lot of those going on tonight.
Woo!
You like this die, don't you?
Oh, I love this. Thank you, Billy.
You're
So,
welcome.
Dogs and werewolves have kind of an easy truce. Dogs don't like werewolves a whole lot because they're unnatural. But werewolves don't like go out of their way to hurt dogs, and dogs don't go out of their way to hurt werewolves. They're just uncomfortable around each other.
All right. So I'm not going to pet him. I'm going to look confused as to why he came over here, especially because we would have seen that he came from this group we
Right.
are tracking, right? Yeah.
And you hear the guy that's sitting next to you kind of quietly growl. He's like,
Then
I growl too.
okay.
Then I'm just gonna like nonchalantly be like, "Yo, Clovis, what are you doing? Come back over here." Like he just kind of like wandered off, like he does it all the time. Like it's no
All
big
right.
deal.
You have a really poor trained service dog, sir.
Hey, he's here to take care of me. He's the boss.
And the
That's
train
not how these things work.
pulls into the station.
All right, I'm going to stick with my new friend.
Okay, so you guys all head out.
Yes.
Just before the doors close, he grabs you and pulls you out.
He, like,
Your new
My-
friend, like
Yeah.
out the door. It made it look like you were staying on for another stop, and at the last possible second, you guys bolt out to follow them quietly.
Okay.
okay.
And you stealth out behind them, and so you guys come up out of the station. I'm assuming that since she's with him, you guys don't look back or anything to.
No, what we do is we do one of those fake loud conversations, just talking about nothing.
One of those, oh yeah, I'm sure no one's following us kind of acting really nonchalant and oblivious, even though you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Did you guys
All
see the game, the big game with the teams?
It was ludicrous.
Yes.
Sports game.
And that one ball got thrown and hit the one guy. Oh yeah.
They sports so hard. It was amazing.
All right, so you guys are walking, and it's getting a little bit foggier out.
Uh-oh. Does it appear as a natural fog or an unnatural fog?
Give me an insight check.
It's a very high number. It's a 26.
This fog feels kind of oily,
Oily?
unnatural.
Yes, that's not good. I put my hand on my rapier and start scanning the fog, looking for any shapes inside of it.
Okay, you can see what's that?
This is magical fog. We maybe do some sort of arcana check.
It does feel supernatural to you. Yes.
Who's standing right next to me in our walk?
Let's say that Keel is.
I tap Keel and show him that I'm drawing my sword and motion to the fog. And if Nick is anywhere next to me, I also like show him that I've got my hand on my sword.
The fog starts drifting toward all of you.
So as this is happening, I'd like to use my divine sense to see if there's any evil presence.
And what kind of things does it?
So reading it, the presence of strong evil registers in your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you. That is not behind total cover.
You are detecting something vaguely celestial, but not exactly celestial in the fog up ahead.
Good celestial or bad celestial?
Vaguely good, but you're not sure. Something feels wrong about it. It's not like any celestial being you've ever sensed before, so you're having a hard time getting a read on it. And the fog parts in front of you, and you see what looks like a spectral, glowing white hound of some sort, but not a hound. It looks like it should be a dog, but the proportions are wrong. The shape is wrong. The face is wrong. And it's crackling with energy, and it starts to stalk towards you.
Do I see this?
Yeah, you all see this.
With my, hunter skills, is it possible I can see if maybe I can get more information on if this is, like an actual normal animal or something that
This is definitely not a normal animal. And as your senses are reaching out, normally you can sense these things. You somehow feel it reaching back into your mind, sensing you.
Whoa.
Okay, I
So-
kind of move up to Keel's back and playing a quick little tune and everything, and start singing to him. We need a hero. You're gonna be our hero till the end of the night. You gotta be strong and you gotta be fast. Now get your butt out there and win us this fight. And I
Keel.
cast heroism.
Okay, so you have heroism cast on you now. Keel, as these fingers of energy are probing your mind, it's like tendrils. You hear inside your mind, "You are of us, but not of us." And you feel a sharp pain for a moment as the presence rips from your mind. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my god,
So-
the pizza just got here. Why?
As Charles is getting ready to come back on, I want to do a quick around the horn of the players to get some final thoughts for them before he does the giveaway and wraps up the evening. So I'm going around how they are on my screen. So we'll start with Nitro.
Nope, you're muted.
You're muted again.
Oh, how about Blown Away? It was fantastic. This is amazing.
Atavistic.
1 more hour. One more hour.
Wolfgarin.
I just can't believe how quickly the time has flown by. You've pulled us in, Bri. I'm totally engrossed. Love the group. I think we've got some good synergy going here. I'm way looking forward to this.
Awesome. Pat.
Oh, I totally agree. Usually I'm getting to bed by now, but I'm wide awake right now and I'm ready to go for another couple hours. But
Billy.
The only thing I can say is it Tuesday yet? I'm
Oh, two Tuesdays, too.
I'm hooked. I love playing with all of you already. I feel like we've got a nice energy. I've never had such a cool energy going after like one session. No session 0. Like I'm ready to kick ass in Boston.
I agree.
Face.
Yeah, I'm
Casey.
excited. This is 2 weeks. 2 weeks? We have to wait 2
We have to
weeks?
wait 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This is not fair.
And
Oh, gosh.
I have to say, I agree 100%. I echo everything all of you have said. The chemistry, the synergy on this group, I am stoked at the story that we're telling here. And I hope you see that I'm going to give you guys a lot of latitude to direct things wherever you want to go. I have 5 plot lines prepared at any point in time, so you can go in whatever direction you want, and I will follow you there and let you go. And we're going to tell this story and build this world together.
Great job,
Sweet.
Brian.
So excited.
Great job, dude.
Wow.
All right, guys, back over to you, Charles.
All right, amazing show. Thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. I want to get these couple of shout outs out really quick. Everybody gave bits. Love you. That stuff's going to get pushed to a good point. You guys know what I do with that stuff. Everybody knows what I do with the monies. I'd like to give a shout out to Rhythmic High for the Tier 1 sub, for Curious Task for the follow, Jake and Zen for the follow, and Glongdor for the follows. Welcome to our unique and yes, sometimes dysfunctional family. I do want to touch on one point really quick. A wise subscriber told me back at the beginning of this channel not to pay attention to the numbers, and I have definitely tried not to pay attention to the numbers very much. But you guys have just about got us to 400 followers in less than 3 months. You guys have just now, as of tonight, I want everybody to understand, we have 41 players on this channel. That I do not believe any other channel is even near doing what we are doing. It's absolutely amazing. This community is such a blast. We have amazing dungeon masters like Brian here, Maya, Pyro Druid, Stump-O-Matic, and then every once in a while I get on here and muck things up. A couple things before we head off. Please hang around just a couple seconds for a raid. I'm going to try and drop a raid out there. Also, we have a new sponsor that just came on board, which is Tabletop Loot. You'll see their logo down there in the corner, and I'm going to be giving away a second set of dice from those guys tonight. If you want to get involved in any games, that sort of thing, get involved in some tabletop RPGs with a group of fantastic people and an amazing community, go ahead and drop a follow on our channel here. Get involved over on our Discord, and we'll try our best. Although right now we have no spots open in any games until the end of May. Everything is filled. 41 players. Brian's going to be jumping his home game onto the channel, so there's going to be even more. So hopefully we'll be up close to 45 total players by the end of May. Maybe we'll add some stuff in for some more players in June. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please go check out dndbeyond.com. That's D, the letter N, dbeyond.com. Do not go to dbeyond.com because that's nothing but owlbear porn and it's really ugly. You don't want to go over there. So go ahead, give those guys a look over there. Those people are doing some incredible things. It is far and away the best tool set digitally ever for any version of Dungeons and Dragons. Go check it out. Please come over to our Discord after we get done with the raid. Come hang out with us. A bunch of us will be over there for at least a little bit of time. That's the public voice chat over on our Discord server. We're going to do a raid here. This is the last game for this week, folks. I am technically on vacation this week. We will be back this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern with the premiere episode of The Further Adventures of the Grim Company, which of course is set in the amazing setting produced by Kobold Press. And I want to give a shout out to Kobold Press because they are super cool. They sent us the materials to run the game. They gave us the rights to use their art and all that good stuff, and they are going to be promoting us, which is a super huge deal for this entire channel, and it benefits all of us. So I think that's about it. I want to say thank you to Brian for this wonderful game, to his amazing players. The chemistry is absolutely off the hook and fantastic. I've only got one thing left to say is where's my whiskey? No, anyways, is it Tuesday yet? So that is cool. We're gonna go ahead and do the raid. I hope these guys are still out there. I don't know if they are. The person I wanted to raid went offline. Go ahead, stick around for the raid. Come on over to our voice chat, hang out with us, and that'll be cool if the players can hang around for just a couple seconds so I could say a couple final words to them off screen. Yeah, there we go. So hey, come back on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time for the further adventures of the Grim Company, and we will take you guys on a hell of a ride through the realm of Midgard. Thank you, everybody. Just hang around. You don't have to do anything to join the raid. Just hang around. I really hope these guys are still out there. Otherwise, I'm going to drop in on a host of theirs. Oh, yep.
Are you going to do the giveaway?
Oh, yeah. Hey, whoa. Giveaway. Oh, the giveaway. Where's the giveaway? Roll it. Oh, okay. Well, these dice are going to get moved to the next one. Sorry, my Nightbot just fried on me. Literally. It wiped out the giveaway. Lovely. Oh, no. We'll give away 2 sets next time. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Everybody else just